And then you put up them dukes. And I think you stole from some goblins somewhere down the line. And
No, I didn't.
You also
It was
concocted...
me.
There's also the brewing of a clever plan. However, what's more important is that you learnt of secret doings and runaway criminals.
The worst kind of thing.
Taking precautions and not having a bookmarks bar, because that always works out in my favor. Well, you're standing inside of a ritual chamber where there is no longer the light of enemies and villains, no longer the light of a glowing mystical circle. I don't think you ever got to see that one, though. And now the question is, what do you want to do as you stand over the bodies of several warriors, humans, in completely shattered armor? I hope you're proud of yourselves.
Proud. I didn't die. I mean, unless we want to stand around here and try to figure out exactly what they were doing, then we could probably go after them. I mean, we've achieved what we came here to do. The doggos are dead.
Yep.
Well, marvelous. As I mentioned, to the north there appears to be rays of sunlight and the breeze of fresh air. If you wish to leave, the door is right there.
Okay. So, do we actually know what kind of ritual they were doing, or did I forget?
Did you ever peek into the room, or did you just throw those wolves in?
No.
Because I think you just
kind
kind
of throw the wolves in.
You kind of just threw the wolves in without ascertaining the situation. So in that case, unfortunately, you haven't a freaking clue.
Yep.
It's clearly not good. Because
I mean,
they are humans and we are not. That's how it works, right?
I mean, one of these wolves look like they've been cut straight in
Yeah.
half, but with a single clean cut. So make of that what you want. Additionally, this place is old enough that it's before the big change of this world, so I would say. That's never
The
good.
darkness thing.
Yes.
Or what? Okay.
The replacement of the god of darkness. And since it's before that, it's probably not good. That's just the basic assumption most people tend to make.
It's evil.
I mean, it's kind of like, you know, anything from before Noah's flood.
Interesting.
Alright, in that case, it's time to set foot in the sun. Fun in the sun. With the Cool Bag
Fun.
Gang.
Fun. And also fun.
Oh boy. I didn't know we would play Katana.
Every hex is just a couple of miles. It takes about a day to get back home. As you step out into the fresh sunlight, you hear the very distant cries of cursing. You remember... don't forget, they mentioned a name while they were running away.
Yeah. Yeah. Cruise good.
Cruz good, yes.
The last grave robber shouted something about hitting there, I think.
To get his payment, presumably.
Mm.
Get good on his dues. Or whatever, who knows.
Yeah.
That's for me to know and for you to figure out, as they say. But for now, perhaps the better idea is to go back home and report.
Mm.
Yeah.
Did finish the job.
Marvelous. In that case, let's see if you run in anything along the way. There isn't much out here, but you might run into something. especially since evil may have been unleashed. Dark roiling clouds, or worse, normal clouds that rain.
Mm.
You make your way back through the gentle drizzle of a fresh morning rain and the subtle breeze that makes it sting like hail. So cold. Ugh. At least on any exposed parts. If you're enclosed, you just get kind of wet. Oh my god.
Cold again.
What the heck?
What the heck? Oh?
Eventually, you reach the farm fields that outline part of your town, and before long, you arrive where you have lived so many years of your life. The small, swampy town. Although the real swamp, as most people would call it, tends to be concentrated to the north and near the rivers. I mean, who would build a village on swamp when you can build it on semi-solid dirt, where you presumably will sink over generations instead of days? Just think for one moment. Marvelous. Gosh, I really
So-
trimmed down this thing from what I originally had. Nice. Back in the village of Tindrip. There's the usual
so
hustle and
we-
bustle of individuals at work in forges, things being repaired, carts being pulled. The few people that were aware of your mission greet you back warmly, presumably with all the hugs and local customs that befit such a situation. After all, you do look a bit battered, and it is late in the day by now.
Well, bulls won't be bothering us anymore.
So where do we report back to? Exactly.
Perhaps you should report in with your local village elder about the circumstances, and think of a next move.
Yes, that sounds good.
Yeah.
The village elder is, shall we say, regrettable. Most village elders tend to be wise and comely people that emit an aura of sensibility and intelligence. Unfortunately, your particular elder is. You're not quite sure what she is and isn't capable of, but she is a witch. That much is definitely clear. She even has the little plant baby that constantly has like a mischievous frown, like Nyeh. She herself, however, is a, shall we say, beset lizard folk who likes to use her one good eye to constantly bulge it out and give people the once over. As she cacklingly brews that actually just smells like tomato soup. But whatever. Sometimes that pot contains things that aren't soup. Through the bubbling smells and the sound of her many fetishes and strange paraphernalia rattling and roiling, you may make your claims.
What was her name?
Everyone just calls her Old Lady One Eye because, you know, the one eye. She thinks that's just fine. Names are too formal for her.
Did the job. There's no dogs in the hole anymore.
Yep. Wolf problem has been taken care of.
Oh.
So there was some cultists and stuff in there, which were kind of spooky.
Oh.
Yeah, what's that?
Needs more salt.
Yeah.
What were you saying, little boys and girls?
Dogs are gone.
Can I offer you some soup?
Oh yes, please.
Sure.
Oh, yes, yes. very fine soup. She takes a big chunk of rock salt and dumps it into the giant cauldron, and then scoops you up some. So what was this? You killed some dogs? I did not ask you to kill dogs. I asked you to kill the monsters. They were harassing
were
our
dogs.
The monster dogs, yes.
and something about cultists.
Yeah, they were in there too. They're
Is it
They were
is it
doing
those is it
stuff.
those sun god upstarts trying to bring light in the darkness again? I know they like to wiggle around in ruins, but you should tell them to stop.
Think so.
Could be the
There's
case,
something.
yes.
bad and rude going on down there.
Bad, rude.
Hmm. Yeah.
Wait a
Well-
moment.
One of them ran away.
Why are cultists hanging out in a cave?
Oh, there's a temple there or something.
Oh.
Shrine.
Oh, that. That doesn't sound very good, if you ask me.
Didn't look too good either.
It's not really something you want to find in a cave nearby.
So cultists, you say, in an old cave, after monsters start getting roily and wily.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the gist of it.
She has this gnarled, knobby staff and conks you on the head with it and says, "Can't you do some more thinking? Why aren't you more, I don't know, energized to think about this?"
Well, I'm not being paid to think.
You're not being paid at all. This is volunteer work, you dum-dum.
Oh,
Yeah, well,
I forgot that.
sad face.
Militia generally do not get paid for militiaing. It's a necessity thing. Welcome to medieval society.
Sad face.
I mean, you get to keep everything you found.
Sad face continues.
But I want to have someone double what I... Do you have anything? Like anything at all?
well,
Because I'm honestly more worried about some people rummaging around in a hole in the ground than I am about a big dog. Dogs you can kill when they stay away. People spread like viruses. Diseased.
the last one that who ran away said something about heading to Grusgood.
Oh, that's a name I haven't heard in a long while. So more people hanging out in more old... It's like the old
Disgusting.
days. It's like the old days, I tell you. Back when everyone with a sword in their hand was like, I clean this and I clean that. And in the name of the... Well, unfortunately, I want you to go take care of that too. Because just make sure that Krusgut isn't about to do something strange or silly, as people with their cultists always tend to do.
You're the boss.
I am the boss.
Okay.
I just want you to make sure that it's nothing bad. Because the last thing I want, as she gives a little clonk, is a
Ellie.
bunch of no good youngsters thinking that they could just leave it at that.
Oops.
You gotta be thorough, boys. That's how you make sure your place is safe.
Hmm.
Do you even know how to get to Krusgood? I assume you do, because most youngsters nowadays, they love hanging out in those old ruins.
Barely remember where my house is most days.
I'm gonna guess that's the fortress in the northeast.
Dizzy, why are you so dummy? Like you don't know
Doing
where your
my
house
best.
is.
I'm doing my best.
Just Dizzy with walking around town with a compass. Like, was it east or was it west?
Where am I?
Maybe it was north.
What's the F stand for again? Soup?
Steve.
The S stands for soup, yes, and it's pointing right at her cauldron.
Wow.
Hmm.
How powerful this magical instrument is.
Mm.
Well, you heard me. I mean, you should probably get some rest first. That's a smart thing to do.
Okay.
Sounds
All right then,
That
kids.
sounds good.
Outside, you can definitely tell that the sun is beginning to set. The reddishness of dusk creeps over the village, augmented, of course, by the light of torches, which are also quite red.
mm.
As the full night comes, however, there is a strange event that happens that evening. Specifically, at a certain point at night, you hear a loud commotion, as if a parade is crossing through the village.
Oh man, free parade.
Mm. That was informed we were having a parade.
Let's go check that out then.
Stumble out.
You stumble out of your individual beds and spaces, seeing that the village elder and the big strong person that naturally protects such an important individual, or probably just make sure that if her cauldron falls over, someone can pull it back up again.
Mm.
Point is, there is a small, indeed, you could call a parade if you wanted to. It is this, what's the other word for it? Not a parade. Procession. That's the term I'm looking for. A procession of individuals. It's quite a gathering of armored knights. And what they have with them is this large, god damn it, palanquin? I think it's called a palanquin. One of those carry cars.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
palanquin.
They have one of those with them, and the knights. This, by the way, is late at night. This is way after bedtime, way after dusk, middle of the night, and they seem to be talking to the elder. You can approach if you want, or you can just assume it's probably good. This large armed procession of knights and wizards.
Mm.
How would you respond to such a
Somewhat of a-
situation? To what might as well
somewhat
be
of
an
a
invasion of
concern.
your homeland.
Quietly make our way over to the elder, like, hey, what's going
What's
on?
going on?
I would
I'm
go and
skur.
get my armor.
I'm skur.
I would
Big
assume
scare.
some kind of important person is there.
Marvelous. Hecking marvelous.
I know, right?
Alright. As you approach and make your way, you eventually start to pick up on bits of the conversation. The elder and this individual appear to be talking about the specifics. The procession, judging by what you hear, is transporting something of. You're not quite sure if they mean value in the sense of what is in here is used as payment, or valuable as in who is in here is important. But they seem to be, looking for a place to set up camp. Because they want to, they're going north. So next morning they're going to go straight into the swamp, and that's not something you do at night. You know many rumors of people who go into the swamp at night and are never heard of again. Including those of your own village. Don't trust that place. Don't go there when it's late.
Swamp scary.
The person in charge of this whole brigade is quite clearly a human. You can see him through his visor, and you can see his ears, so that's not an elf. That said, elves have other identifying traits, such as their fine, long, mustache-like eyebrows. And of course, their particularly jagged jawline. So this is clearly a human with his round features. What a soft boy. Squish his cheeks. Point is, this heavily armored cavalier man is having a delighted discussion about the specifics. The elder, however, of course, lets slip the whole Scott situation, to which he responds, sounding almost offended. And then you actually manage to get in close that you can enjoy the conversation, word for word. If you wish to interject, that is.
Gonna listen for now. We don't really know what's going on, so
Uh,
probably
what's
best
going on?
to figure out what's going on.
I just march up to the builder. What's going on here?
I don't know. Some sort of mixture of what was it again? Politics and some religious ordeal. Apparently, they decided to combine some sort of holy ritual that involves bringing a relic to some place with bringing over what was it again? A lady? Yeah, a princess to go see another princess about I don't know some arranged marriage or something.
Right. Yeah, politics.
Yeah. I told them, of course, as she turns to him and waggles her knobby staff at him. That thing all honestly looks like it could have been a great club if it was just like a couple of inches bigger. It's also surprisingly light, which means that she can hit you hard with it, but it won't hurt that much. It also has
Still
that
hurts
delicious
emotionally.
it has a delicious hollow sound. That's probably why she likes it so much. It's practically a musical instrument. Anyway, I don't know why you think it's a good idea to lead half of a caravan train through here. Don't know if you noticed, but we don't exactly have city walls. I insist that we stay here. It is safer than sitting out in the wilderness. And if what you say is true, then we may have to contend with evildoers. Well, well, those evildoers probably won't strike tonight. I hope. Maybe they will. I don't know what they're up to, but they're all cultists out there.
How many of them are left, though?
Of course, I assume that you, as village elder, have organized some desire to remove such evil influence from your lands. This guy speaks quite loudly from his high horse, which is physically a tall horse. Nothing to interject?
A horse is a horse, I guess.
That's not what I'm
That's
asking to
all.
interject towards.
I think I saw a horse once.
That's not the part that you're supposed to be interjecting about.
The thing about evildoers?
Your old lady bonks all of you on the head. I got these goobers on it. Don't worry about it. They're just gonna make sure it's all okay. And he immediately intercepts her little spiel with, "Of course, we cannot slouch in our duty to fight off evil and ward it away and show the path of light."
I don't like this guy.
Why don't you?
Praise the sun or whatever.
If these fine gentlemen do indeed remove a stain of evil from this land, they should come and visit me where we are going, and I will arrange a suitable reward for warriors of light. Even if they are,
Okay.
he squints at you, shabby looking.
Hey,
Oi!
Perhaps we can make the prize a worthy trove of soap.
Ugh, civilization, disgusting. I hate you.
I've run out of soap.
Soap is not good for skin of shear.
The skin of whomst?
Probably why I kept getting all those rashes.
It's too basic.
Either way, we will set up camp where we please, for you fall under our dominion. Additionally, would it not be evil to send the forces of good on their way when they simply seek refuge?
Not really up on the whole morality thing of
Evilness is the spectrum.
Don't
hosting.
say that. You don't.
Very well. As I said, should your quest turn up the defeat of great evil, come to Great Wall, and your reward shall be grand. The world can always use more grand heroes to stand against the creeping darkness. And now, lady, we will set up camp where we please. She waves a stick. You better not set up camp in my backyard, or I'll bunk you till you never forget it. Oh no. Oh, get out of here, printer. I don't want to update.
I need
Update
my
the
updates
printer.
now.
No, my printer was like, hey, want to do an update? And I'm like, no!
Update the printer.
Take the printer. Take the printer.
important. It's not updated. How will you be able to print all of those things that you need to print?
Like nothing at all.
All right. Well, guess they're sleeping here now.
I can live with that. As long as they leave us alone.
I would have pushed that guy in off a bridge.
What do you have? Why are you so mean to a man who's just
Yes.
doing his job?
It was rude.
Kind of loud.
I mean, he is kind of loud for how late it is at night.
He's kind of full of himself.
Fair enough. All right then, kids. You can go back to bed now. The lady tells you that you should be well rested for your job tomorrow. Especially,
Yep.
I mean, hey, you're gonna be storming a fortification all by yourself. How bad can that go?
Yeah.
Oh, come on! It's probably just some kids thinking they're all smart.
And that
Just gotta scare them off like you scare the birds out of my freaking herb garden.
Still don't think you needed to use a militia for that.
Well, first off, it's through the swamp, and I don't want to send off just about anyone through that. And I'm not going there, because I just sink into the swamp. And that wouldn't help anyone. Secondly, the few of you could use a little bit of experience in the field. Technically speaking, I should give you all another clonking on the head, because this kind of stuff's just your business. Handling people coming in. Whatever. Like I said, get your sleep.
We did come here.
I'm gonna go to bed myself
Goodbye.
anyway.
I don't know if this is really our job. It would be militia, not the welcoming committee.
Zelda seems very determined on the whole liberal use of the militia.
You're rookies. You need to learn.
I
What
would
are we going to learn from scaring birds out of a yard?
You will learn plenty of things, such as proper organizational skills. Listen, it's not her job to tell you what to learn. It's her job to give you something to learn from.
Amazing.
These are the subtle nuances that protect you from criticism.
Alrighty.
Anyway, back to sleepy.
Yep. Best we can.
The next morning, it's so noisy. You're probably kind of frustrated by the fact that because there's now like 20 to 30 more people in this small village, which basically almost doubles the size of it. No, not double. It's like 50% more. Point is, it's a lot noisier in the morning as the procession gears up, and they have their trumpets and they have their loud commands.
So sick of these guys.
They're making such a big deal out of it. Remember that trumpet intro from that one SpongeBob episode where they have do the Super Bowl thing. Those trumpets sum up about what kind of fanfare you get. It's quite noisy. Luckily, you get to go away from the noise and get to ignore hearing them march for miles and miles. For now, however, your job is to go towards Criscut, Boop, which lies in the foothills of the larger mountains.
Yep. What did we know about this place?
What is there to know about a fine place like Criscut?
Yeah.
It's just an old stronghold they used to defend a mountain pass, which has since fallen into disrepair. That's about what most people tend to know. And it's enough to get kids to go over there and go like, oh man, it's so cool, we got our own hideout. Okay, Dizzy, what is melee hell quality?
Dumb edit of that.
I'm gonna mute my stream so I can listen to this. Because I have a right to know. Oh, that poor guy. He tried his best.
Bonk.
Bonk, bonk.
Well, unless you want to do something, isn't it time to set off? Say goodbye to the people that you live with.
Yeah. Bye. Don't let the
Bye, people.
invaders steal our stuff.
That's what you're for, dummy.
At least one of my roommates is a potted plant, and I still haven't figured it out.
To be fair, there are plenty of plants in this village that are people. So it's entirely possible you just think they're being excessively rude and quiet.
Yeah, I just feel like it would be rude to kind of say something. It's like, hey, you're not a potted plant, are you? And then they get mad. I don't want to take that risk.
That's racist. You can't just ask that of someone if they're potty.
Sure, they're pretty late on their rent, but I take the benefit of the doubt.
I mean, to be fair, leaves don't go for much. Why are you beating up that cat? Don't do that.
That's how I feel when the lady is bonking us.
Don't. I still have the power of smudge left. Look, he's fine. Well then, it will take you about a day and some to get there. You will arrive late at night, which isn't very nice. But hey, such is life on the road.
Indeed.
Now, let's see if you run into anything along the way, because you are going through the swamps, where the ground is soggy and boots rarely stay dry. Oh
I
no,
have no boots.
that's not good. That's no good. And then I go, thanks, Sonic. Didn't need to hear it.
Hey, thanks for helping, Sonic. Big weenie.
Oh my god, listen, I just want to run in place and go, you're too slow. And it's like, that helps no one. So, here's a question. Here's a question for all you kids and cadets. Considering how he runs, would he get more or less stuck in mud?
It needs some amount of traction to actually move forward.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Depends on his shoes, how long he already used them. How much grip they still have, I guess.
And it probably depends on the speed he's going.
Yeah.
It's like,
Probably
if you're
should
going
just-
pretty slow, you'll get bogged. But if you're going really quick, you'll just go over the top.
Probably just
Surface
call
ten-
mates to
Surface
fire.
tension, baby!
surface tension, baby. Well, unfortunately, I didn't finish up my sheet of quick encounters quite yet. So unfortunately,
no.
I'm gonna have to pull something out of my old sleeve.
Sleeve.
Ah, this one I like.
Good thing you said sleeve.
If only I can find a picture so that I know what I'm looking at. Oh, these guys. These guys make sense. These guys make way too much sense. As you march your way through the marshy lands, eventually, I'm just going to check up something, because this involves two things, actually. It involves a trap, and it involves some individuals. Marvelous. Can I get from whoever would be the person to walk in first? You can decide among yourself who that's going to be. Where's the DC on this? Oh no.
Either Plato or Besaru.
Yeah. One of the tough guys, probably.
Ah, whoever's in front, reflex check.
Does Plot want to be first?
I mean, it's up to you to decide who gets to take the initiative. Not mine.
Well, I didn't hear answer, so I guess I'm first.
Nina's dead.
So what was the roll?
Reflex.
Perception?
Reflex.
Oh no, please don't tell me that the mic of Mina didn't work the whole time.
It's kind of hard to see most things in a swamp. As your feet sink into a section of muddy soil, and the smell of murky plants reaches your nose. You step back. You're not quite sure why. It was as if your instincts told you to, and they were right. Because a vine, woven into a rope, scoots up into the air. Its loop shut, but luckily
Well,
without your ankle inside of it.
Hmm.
It is
That's a
then
hunter's
that you
rush.
hear, in the voice, quite strange, creatures demanding your surrender. Ribbit.
oh no.
Um, no.
Surrender. No.
It's
Yeah.
gonna quickly, dive into a bush or something to hide. Just
Unfortunately,
things are
when you say
gonna
no
go
and when you
pear-shaped.
start shifting around trying to look for cover, they're just gonna assume that you're not gonna play nice.
Uh,
After
I
all,
mean,
you aren't
they-
playing nice.
No, they aren't playing nice.
No, here makes more sense. Okay, cool. I'm gonna put you on a battle map now.
Cool.
Put yourself somewhere in this particular area. With your friend who's in first. In this soggy, misty land, where the air is so cool, a constant fog lingers at the floor, making it hard to see most of what's down there.
Josh.
Much of this area is hard to walk through, but the rivers in particular are just swampy as hell. Bup, bup,
yeah.
bup, bup, bup. The creatures, which are a short distance away from where you are, raise their weaponry. And unapologetically say that you could have prevented this and other such fine insults. They seem to be acting in a territorial sense, judging by how they're telling you about their property rights.
Yeah.
Which is a way of
I
saying that they're basically shouting at you that you have no right to come on their land, and that they simply ask for you to identify yourself. And if you're going to make a big deal out of that and start scattering, then clearly you're up to no good. That,
You could probably tell them that we're just coming to. I mean, it's not like they own the whole place around the old ruins, I guess. Or do they?
We have the Tindrip militia.
I think we'll get to that when your turn comes up. Also, why did so many people vanish from the initiative? What the
Weird.
frick?
Why didn't
Get your turn
I
added.
didn't have my token in. Whoops.
No, I mean the NPCs, which I'm managing.
That's your problem, not mine. Can you also at my turn? I messed up. Now I feel sad.
Marvelous. Once everyone's on the initiative, we're still missing someone.
Yeah, I messed up. I didn't close my token. Give me
Here.
a second.
I'll take care of it for you.
Thanks. I had.
You're
10.
scrolled to 10.
There we go.
Now I will turn order sort descending. Asaru, you are the first to go. These people appear antsy for some reason.
We have the Tindrip militia. Stand down.
Can you
We're
roll
on
me some,
my official mission.
can you roll me some diplomacy?
Yeah. Hey.
I
mean,
asked.
roll failed. Oh, that's the wrong thing.
Diplomacy. Okay, there we go. Intimidation. That's
Well,
basically the same thing.
they are basically the same since I had the same modifier in each, so it's 18. I rolled an 18, and that's what I rolled. There's nothing to add there.
Ah, yes. Ah,
Same.
yes.
Same as me rolling
Excellent.
a d20, really.
In that case, I'm going to roll some deception of my own.
Two.
Excellent. In that case, unfortunately, the person you are talking to seems to be strongly convinced that you were the cause of yesterday's issues.
But issues.
Actually, excuse me, the deception DC would have just been 20. They'll talk on their turn.
Cool.
Well,
Masaru, what do you do?
I present my case and
There's
draw my
plenty of
sword.
there's plenty of reeds to hide in if you just want to dive for cover.
Sure. Just in case.
I like that initiative is just split straight down the middle. The scout doesn't have much to say. Clearly, he doesn't have any. He doesn't have. Is one of the people around here to have the right to speak too much? Oh God, I'm trying to pull out my ruler so I can measure things. It's for measuring. So how much is the distance penalty in this one? Is it -2 or -1? I assume it's -1 because -2 would be pretty hefty in the system.
But check it out again.
Range pen. Oh, it is -2. Okay, all right. In that case, this guy takes a sling over his head and pelts. Well, the little plant doesn't really drag a lot of attention because they're a little plant. Yusk. This attack is made of -2. I don't think the stone comes even close. Then they scuttle behind the rock and try to take cover. The Bogard warrior, who does have the right to speak, so to speak, he has like the rank to make the big decisions around here, politely informs you that it is your lot from Tindrip that cursed their waters when they demanded passage. And they will not let such things happen again. Ribbit.
Okay.
How close are the lot of you? You know what? He's gonna, with great ease and magnificent scoot. He is a frog. He can probably jump real good. Also, he ignores all difficult terrain caused by storms to reach features. Nice. From there, he will huck a javelin at the man who spoke to him lies, and then he dives for cover. Since you have cover, that doesn't hit. Since you took cover, that is. The scout over in the back, not quite sure his boss is speaking the truth, but hey, ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. Scout slithers through the water with the greatest of ease, and will then huck a rock at nobody, apparently, because that misses everybody. Stillwater. They speak with great passion when they said they have been deceived.
Okay, so I'm going to just move over to here and dive into raids to hide.
You stride and dive. You've one action left.
Then I guess, are we still trying to negotiate our way out of this? Has that ship sailed?
I know.
I mean, you know, what would your character do? Do your character think negotiation is over or not? I don't know.
I mean, they've
Well,
already
now
tried to attack us, so
Yeah.
Emphasis on tried
some
there.
Lousy with some lousy stones that did nothing at all.
I don't know if those were attacks
Okay,
or
they
what.
did throw a javelin. That's so. Yeah.
I mean, they seem quite agitated by recent circumstances, so can you blame them?
let's say so.
I mean-
Do you have the skills to solve this non-violently? I don't think so.
I mean, if Stillwater thinks they have a tongue of gold, they can try it.
No, I have a tongue of leaves.
Is it gold leaf?
I mean, you are
I'm
trained in
surprised.
diplomacy. You could try.
Yeah, I guess I'll try. I'll like call out saying like, "We promised we had nothing to do with that. We're just kind of, on our way to another place to deal with some evil people who are quite mean."
Marvelous. Don't forget, by the way, that everyone starts a session with another hero point. A new one. A fresh one.
Spicy.
Ah, in that case, you have beaten the Deception DC. However, there is the fact that you already pled your case, so they are like a bit more hesitant, thou doth protest too much. So if you spend a hero point, you can make this work.
Sure, nuts to it.
You throw in a more passionate defense, mostly by sounding your confusion about the circumstances, during which their big boy boss kind of calls it off. He lets out a big halting ribbit. You're still not out of the woods yet, mostly because you're still in the swamp, but he does reiterate what he said, which is that someone who claimed to be part of you came on through, cursed their waters, and they're kind of pissed about it.
Which
Yeah, it's
direction?
kind of understandable.
Can they describe the person?
How? Let's see if I can get a good idea how to describe this fine gentleman. Well, one of them was dressed in this big bulky armor and had this huge axe that shimmered with a great power. The presence alone intimidated them. The large armored person alone, in fact, had this aura of fear. With them was a strange robed individual who carried a thick book, and when they read from this book, claiming that these boggards were not doing enough to help them, they essentially they cursed the waters, as they say.
Seems mean.
Verily.
No, those were not us. Those were cultists from the Kruskud.
Yeah, that.
Then they
those
finally
people were out.
they appended with one side note, which is then, and after that came another jackass who took some of our things too. But he's not as big a concern as the whole cursing of the waters bit. You know what? If you can stop their waters from being cursed, they'll let you go through without a hassle.
Yeah, I just want to ask what exactly did happen to their waters except the curse? What was
Essentially,
it?
someone cast unholy water on their water supply. Not enough to make it completely undrinkable, but it is pretty nasty stuff now.
Ugh.
Don't want to put that to your lips and sip.
How would you go about uncursing the water?
I mean, how would one do that?
Does anyone here think they can uncurse the water?
No. I don't.
Not even the druid?
I don't think
Druid,
so.
I want you to not think in terms of the spell you have prepared. I want you to
Yeah,
think in, do you think you can do this
I
as a
mean,
magic man?
It's a
I
pure
guess so,
druid
but
function.
depends on how strong the curse is, I suspect.
Well, maybe you
Only
should give
one
it
way
a
to
look.
find out.
Well, maybe if you follow them to where the water is, you can inspect the water and figure out what you're dealing with.
Yeah, let's do that then.
Can't really fix anything if we don't.
All right,
know
so
where
you
it
agree to go
is.
with them?
Sure.
I'm gonna agree, yes.
You do feel somewhat like prisoners, though. They are clearly ready to jump you if you do anything funny. As you are taken to the Boggards village, it's clear these people just want to live out in the wild and have their own fun times. Their village is about what you'd expect for a place like this. It's a couple of huts built high into the long, droopy trees. their water source, or but I said the water that has been cursed, is this bubbling font of water. It is brackish, black and purple, and the smell makes your nose just clog up.
Whoa.
Gross.
Also, something about the bubbling feels impure and unnatural and awkward. The boggart points at it and tells you to fix it. Since apparently you claimed you can.
I claimed I could try.
Get to it, Josk.
Don't screw it up.
Guess you're the plumber now.
Amazing.
So I just want to know what kind of ability you think you have. Like, not from like a what's on your sheet perspective, but as a druid who's followed like druidic
Yeah.
circle knowledge stuff.
I mean, one of my anathemas is despoiling natural places, so I guess I should have knowledge how to
Okay.
remove that spell.
What skill or ability or spell, if you have one, do you think is appropriate for solving this? Because don't forget, this is a system where removing magical traps doesn't necessarily mean using a spell magic. Think broad.
I mean, I guess Cursed Waters is negative spell, so positive energy should fix it.
That could give you an advantage in trying to resolve this murky problem.
Or maybe
Also,
something like-
didn't you guys level up last time?
I don't
Think so.
No.
Weird.
I think we got like nearly just past
Yeah.
halfway.
Let me look up the
Yeah.
experience sheet, see if I can
Yeah, we
find that.
only had one session, so.
Do I even have a loot sheet for this? There we go.
Yeah.
Yes. We
There it
have.
is. Yes, you're at 600. Marvelous. All right then. Excuse me. I forgot. It's the other party that leveled up. This is the one with all the divide by 3. All right, boy.
Another party that doesn't exist anymore.
How about you give me some nature? You have beneficial circumstances if you use that heal spell, which is to say, you get a
then-
bonus.
Then I'm
Yeah,
gonna use the
bonuses.
two spell tools. So nature check.
Would you like to use a hero
Wow.
point to reroll that?
Yeah. I'm gonna reroll that.
The master works all. Can't go wrong.
Bit better.
That's still not enough, though. This is some quite foul water.
What if I use 2 heal spells?
You can try again, yes. Throw in another good old heal. Bloop, 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 bloop. The water refuses. If anything, it noxiously waves its smelly air at you at your first attempt.
Can I try and assist?
Certainly.
I'll try calling on the water lizard's
The
help on
DC
this.
is 18, by the way.
Poking the river with a stick.
You try to provide as
Yeah.
much assistance as you can. You try to remember
Yeah.
some curative herbs that you heard of once.
Cure the herbs, do a little sacrifice to the water lizard.
Well then, Yosk, try again. Expend that spell slot, show me the goods.
Oh,
You have more
what
hero
is-
points, don't you?
Yeah.
Also, your friend is trying to help, so who knows? Man, those are some sad, sad rolls. The dice are not with you today.
So if I
Well, the-
spend another
Like,
hero
you
point,
just have
I
to
can
roll a
reroll.
16. The DC is 18, but you get a +2 from your using a heal spell, so it's really...
Yeah.
Yosk, you just don't have the experience to handle this. You're not familiar enough with corrupted water to clean this up, and all the boggards around you are getting increasingly about this.
Can I try tomorrow again?
You can
Maybe.
try it again, but you don't get the +2 because I think you're out of heals, so...
Yeah.
You, in a frantic... Okay, what is this? Go ahead.
I think you might have cleared that patch up a little bit.
In a panic, despite the fact that you now have a -2 on the roll, because guess what? You're honestly getting a bit frantic from all this.
Panic, panic.
I mean, if you're surrounded by frog people who are super pissed at you and you're like failing at your job, and if anything seemed to be agitating the water, yes, you'd be in a bit of a panic.
Apparently, I can only work under pressure.
You're basically frightened too, as you're like, oh come on, this has gotta work. And then with a big sploosh, the noxious bubbling stops, and for a moment the frogs are like, woo, and then some much clearer blips of water start to boil up. It's possible there's some sort of geyser under here, because the new, fresh, clean water is quite warm.
Okay.
But it seems to clear up now. And there's a bunch of cheers as you have solved their problem.
Solve the puddle puzzle.
Well, good job, Josh. Took you
All
long
my
enough.
spell slots are gone now. Good
I
job.
did it. I solved the puzzle.
I tried really hard.
No good deed goes unpunished, good sir.
5 times.
No good deed
Good
goes
job.
unpunished, good sir. Let's see. I need to give you some experience for this. For making the frogs nice. First, I need to figure out how much they're worth. It's a 1 and a 2. I think it's okay. So those would be 40. That'd be 60. So 40, 40, 60, 140 for the frogs. Marvelous. Oh yeah, I did this completely differently than the other one. That's why this one works. You helped the frogs, giving you a bunch of experience points as you've learned and feel a bit more confident about yourself. Additionally, the frogs, excited to see you do such a marvelous job. And they would like to know if you're planning to go since apparently, clearly you don't work with this person. I mean, you're not even dressed appropriately to match those people, because they were like, wearing obviously evil attire. They would like to know if you're planning to go after them, since you were asking for where they went and all that. Which I presume by this point you've already learned that they basically went to where you're going.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
Seems
imagine
like that.
one of you at the very least was like just idly asking, as your friend frantically tried to make the water clean.
Just making small
Why
talk
does this
nervously.
not work?
Yoshika's just crying, slapping the water.
On the plus side,
So, those cultists, huh?
you've learned a lesson about having faith in yourself or something.
The green faith, please.
The stuff I get shown in DMs always never fails to surprise me. However, for your tribbles and troubles, there is something they would like to give you, because they're kind of pissed at this person and would not mind giving you something to help out with that. Their wisest and oldest one, who honestly makes you wish this guy was your village elder, because this guy seems nice and respectable, other than his speech quirk.
Hasn't bonked me yet.
He doesn't bongs us? Nice. This is perfect. I love it.
I'm actually looking up the item I'm gonna give you. Held items. Ooh. Ooh. Oh man. Marvelous. You know what he's gonna give you? He's gonna give you a
Big
rune
smoke.
on a rune stone. It's a +1 rune.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's good.
He
neat.
awards you that, and it gives you something else to help you find this criminal and crook. They give you a special statue. It's a wondrous figurine of an onyx dog. They explain.
Ooh.
They say that if you say the command word, the creature comes to life, which provides you with it's essentially a very good tracking dog. It can only
Well-
activate it once a week and up to 6 hours, but it's very good for finding things.
And that could be,
Additionally, when the dog senses a hidden creature with its scent, it becomes observed instead of concealed. So it's, again, search dog. They would like the item
Your
back once
pension
you've
is set
once
up.
you've gotten rid of that person, but until then, please give him hell.
That's the plan. Man, thank you for dog.
They make a small bow to you. What the hell is that, Griffling? Is that a WoW person? That
yeah,
feels WoW.
That's the look for WoW. Yes, from Warcraft 3. He looks like, did I do that?
He looks
Oh.
very, very contemplative. Marvelous. You've resolved the
Purr.
problems around here, and the frog people are glad that you've solved this before things got bad. Because
Right.
by the looks of it, that pool might have started spreading and made the swamp even worse than it already is.
That's saying a lot.
Yeah, the swamp ain't great. You're probably quite muddy. You might have fallen a few times with how much it sucks under your feet. Except for Plant Baby, who's probably so light they barely sink in.
Yay.
Benefits of being a plant baby. Not heavy, light, portable, friendly.
And baby.
Yeah.
I fit in a backpack. Woo!
Hooray.
I'm baby. Unfortunately for you, you're going to have to go through the worst part of the swamp. So, near Cruzgood used to be a small... It's presumed that it was like the precursor to Tindrup. Because, Tindrup went to where it isn't a fucking swamp. And as a result, it's old farmland that has had years to, shall we say, devolve into the worst, swampiest marsh you can imagine. This is a place where the sense of rot is constantly in the air. There's barely a section where you can walk without sinking into your knee. This whole place feels like a giant mud moat, if anything. Did you know that lots of knights died from drowning and falling?
Yes.
It was more likely to kill you than anything else, and this place just brings that thought to mind. Although I can't imagine anyone would fight here. It's not like Cruzgood is worth anything without the mountain passage being in any usable shape. In the distance, however, you see the mountains and hills. And more importantly, you see the road that leads there. Because Cruzgood is built into a crevasse, actually. Whoop.
Well, I will try to guide our way through the swamp best I can.
And so, our great and ignoble heroes make their way to Cruzgood, where the mountains make way for the crevasse. Oh good, cool. These are the vision tokens I made. Nice. I can get rid of that one, actually. I'm going to drop you guys on the map now, and then I'm going to put you on the map. Saru, Stillwater, and Yulsk. And then I got to give you all vision. Man, I like the dynamic vision now as limited field of vision.
Is that the new thing that I didn't test out yet?
Okay, I'm setting this up, but there are some minor problems.
Take your time.
Excellent.
Mm.
This is just fantastic. I had all this lighting set up, and apparently it just doesn't work anymore. Maybe I need to. Maybe I'm the one who needs to reload.
Mm.
Yes, that solved it. Marvelous, sexy, or should I say, sexalicious?
Two.
However, it does make the lag quite unbearable, even for me. Didn't think it'd be this bad because it was running very smooth earlier. Welcome to Cruzgood. The Crevasse Fortress. Or maybe it's just my scrolling that's weird. Could be. The Erfurt latrine... What? Is an event that occurred in Erfurt, Duchy of Thuringia in 1184. A number of nobles from across the Holy Roman Empire were meeting in a room at the Church of St. Peter when their combined weights caused the floor to collapse into the latrine beneath the cellar and led to dozens... in liquid excrement! 40 people died from drowning!
Disaster.
At least 60 people died in the accident. Ugh.
The old poop trap.
Holy shit. Well, I mean, it's the Church of St.
Literally.
Peter, and it is liquid poop. So yes, holy shit. History is stupid. If anyone says your history doesn't make sense, remind them this happened and killed a bunch of important people.
Yeah. History is weird when you actually look at it. This bullshit happens and we're like, well,
King
actually
Heinrich,
happened.
King Heinrich was said to have survived only because he sat in an alcove with a stone floor.
I got that from Joel.
Oh my god, Heinrich decided to call a diet in effort where he was staying to meditate the situation. But what is a diet? That's not what I think it is it? Oh no, it's a deliberative assembly. I thought it was like a diet.
That's why they call the government in Japan the diet.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Thank you
Kinda-
for teaching me exciting facts. Here on this hot stream, learning hot political terminology. Ooh, so sexy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
what's to
kids,
say?
you're standing. I assume one of you has like a light source. Which one of you wants to have a light source? Because you're walking on a thin walkway that leads into the crevasse near where the fortress is. And
Well,
the sun doesn't shine on this section, so wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Someone needs a light source.
I can have to pull out the torch.
I'm the most flammable, so I think I'll pass.
Marvelous. I'll give you something to look at.
Mm,
For some reason, anytime I update the light sources, it breaks literally everything.
That's weird.
Oh well, a quick reload fixes it after 15 hours. Anyway, you're walking along a skinny walkway. In the distance, you see the many holes and the upper balcony that make up this place. The people in there seem to be quite distracted and lazily picking their noses. What do you wish to do as you approach this set of circumstances? Some shoddy wooden boards have been used to patch up the bridge that leads between here. The passage itself is like over here. You'll see it when you get there.
oh, let's get approaching. An activity in the place.
Yeah, let's see. I need to look up a specific detail about your character. Your perception is high enough that you can see the shifting movement of orcs.
Huh.
Orcs.
There seem to be a few of them, but most of them are taking this very easy because they're not in any particularly dangerous area. So who fucking cares? Any army that comes down here to take this place over, they're gonna notice. So they're like, whatever. Like one of them is trying to juggle, another is looking through this small booklet.
Hmm. Oh, the whole place is packed full of orcs.
Which isn't supposed to be the case. They say it's not
Oh.
unusual to be loved, but this is unusual. This place should not be loved by orcs. And this, again, is the passage that leads through the mountains. It's in disrepair and not very safe.
Hmm. Oh, well, where are we headed now then?
Well, this is Krusgut. No sign of the people that you're looking for, though.
Yeah, all the orcs though.
Definitely.
Call out to the orcs. Ask if they've seen the people.
Yeah,
How is the
They
relationship
look
of
approachable.
our tribe or village or whatever with orcs?
Orcs are people and people are orcs. And just like people, they can definitely align themselves with evil. Or good. And talk just as big and mighty as that guy you saw last night. It really depends on the orc.
guess I'll just kind of wave my torch and hello in the fortress.
Hello, are you harboring some evil people?
The orcs, again, you're not an incoming army, so they're like, what? The guy over here in particular is the one who actually answers your calls. Like, who's there? I don't see you. Where you at?
Who goes there?
If you want to talk, don't hide from me.
Not exactly hiding, no.
Oh, there you are. What do you want? If you want to go through the mountains, the passage over there, not here.
Uh, I'm wondering if you've seen a procession of people coming through here. I keep the
Roads,
description
stuff.
got from there.
Big armor, big axe.
Yeah.
They look kind of mean and like dark and spooky.
What, you affiliated with her?
No, we kind of want to clunk them on the head.
You got a lot of guts saying that.
Yeah.
You're looking at one of the and he, you know how people like grab the collars of their vest when they're like, I'm fancy. That's kind of what he does, and he's like, when this is all over, they said I'm gonna get my own army. So scoot out of here. If you got no
Oh.
positive business with her, with the Empress of Darkness and the High Priest of Evil, get out of here.
Wow, those are some titles.
That they are. And he seems very convinced that they're right. But to be fair, they are the kind of people to easily convince people, judging by what they did to the frogs.
Well, have you seen them lately? Because I think a bunch of them got eaten by wolves.
I'm gonna give you two options for this. I can either roll an in check and see if they're stupid enough to just blab their mouth, or you can roll me, I don't know, something you think that would help make them say it by accident. What do you think's the sane answer here? Are you gonna schmooze them, or do you just hope that they just let slip?
I'm hoping for this slip up. I don't interact with people
I can't
You
talk.
just intimidate people.
pretty much. I'm a hunt. I used to be a scout before
Listen.
drafting into the show.
It gives a big smirk. Like, listen, just because they arrived yesterday doesn't mean I was born yesterday.
Alright, they're here then. Whoop. Well, gang, what's the plan?
You guys seem pretty, teamed up with the so-called Queen Meanie and Super Turbo Darkness.
Yep.
Darkness, evil darkness. Ebony
Darkness
raven
plus.
away.
Back off and sneak in, I don't know.
Certainly not subtle.
I'm always on board for sneaking.
They were promised big things.
You promised them bigger things. That's how it works, right?
Yeah, but we don't have bigger things to give them.
Yet.
And we've
I
got
have
this statue of a dog.
I have this one with 3 head of a dog. Everybody loves dogs, right? That's how it works.
I promise he's a good boy.
You can probably pet him.
In the distance, you hear him shout, like, I thought I told you, I ain't hearing you leave. And then the other guys, like, that, they're not leaving, and then they start arguing quite loudly among themselves
Small
over your current
meeting.
status.
Please give us 5 minutes.
They're giving you 5 minutes because they're arguing over whatever or not you're actually leaving.
Okay.
Okay.
So, should we storm the fortress?
With 4
Those guys
people,
look pretty mean.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather somehow sneak
Also, me
in or
thinking my
something like
still
that.
broken.
Okay.
Is this broken bridge the only way over?
I mean, technically, if you wanted to, you could go to the top of the crevasse, lower a rope down, and land on one of the 2 balconies.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
So, how about the same? We go off and then sneak in.
Yeah, that sounds like a better
Instead
plan.
of just storming the whole thing and getting killed immediately because they know we're coming and I don't know.
Thank you for your time, guys. I hope you enjoy the army that you will soon receive.
They will prepare defenses against them.
Of course I will. Because I'm the best.
Mm.
And he straightens whatever you call what he's wearing. He needs to buy new clothes. Let's put it like that.
His overalls. He's wearing a Mario and
His
Luigi
overalls.
cosplay.
Get your Mario out of my Luigi.
I'm on the
He has
best.
a wrench in his one hand.
Okay. Guess we headed this way then, into the mountain pass.
You
To
go into
find
the
a way.
mountain pass, which, as I don't know if you've been there before, maybe you have been, but it's about as most people say it is. It is, it's a decaying. Long ago, it was probably a smooth, sleek passageway, but over time, due to a lack of maintenance and the fact that these are mountains and it's an active tectonic area, disrepair, rocks all over the place, unsafe areas, a lot of wooden walkways are rotten or, because of water, just not safe. You can't go far before it gets dangerous, is the point.
Mm,
Not to mention, the whole place smells wet. Just that ambient, wet air smell. And maybe
Yeah.
wet dog.
Sniff the statue slightly.
Hello there, statue. May I sniff you?
It's not that.
Sniff, sniff. So, you're in this cave. What do you do here? Do you take a look around, or do you just wait for a certain time, or what?
look around.
Ah, thou wishest to seeketh these caverns. Marvelicious. Cool. In that case. Cool. You know what you can roll me? Some perception. It is since you decide to seek around a bit. See what you can find.
Oh, nice. That's
You stumble
natural 20.
across a creature that. So. These creatures are called. What do I call it again? They used to be called troglodytes. They
Oh, I
since
know them.
since the replacement of the god of darkness, they've called themselves the Zolgath. They're reptilian, but not quite like you. They're a bit different. I don't like the redesign in 2e. I stick with the old one, which has a certain charm to it. Point is, these fancy boys. One of them was like following you, presumably just to make sure that you weren't in any trouble. Because if he was gonna attack you, we would have gotten more friends. But he's just here, and you see him, and you can point him out if you want. But for now, you just see him hiding behind a big stalactite as you covered the caves and come across a variety of bodies with their stuff taken away.
Oh no.
These boys are stalking.
Yeah. I quietly point out our follower. Got the shadow.
You can see part of
So,
him flickering behind the rock from the light of the torch.
We bap him or
I don't know. Just kind of hanging around.
kind of give him a little wave. Hello.
He quickly ducks behind his rock, pretending that wasn't for him.
Oh. Way to be rude.
Do you voice this concern towards him?
Yes.
Ah.
Being awfully rude right now.
Does
Rough.
anyone? I assume someone here speaks Draconic or Undercommon. We have lizards and stuff. Oh no, wait! They don't get that by default anymore.
I speak lizard folk. And human.
Nature.
Nobody speaks Draconic or Undercommon? Marvelous.
Yeah, I speak Draconic.
Then you're.
Hi, Mina, you're alive.
Hi, Mina.
I can't believe you didn't fucking die. Point is, that's the only language these creatures tend to understand, because they don't deal much with surface people. They tend to stick to themselves. It lets out a swear when the little plant baby tries to point him out and complain.
Heck.
I so.
By the way, I don't require people who know the language to be the person who says the language. You can just act as a, what's it called again, translator. If someone else thinks they can talk this out better, Saves people the hassle. Zolgath trait. These subterranean reptilian creatures tend to have dark vision and smell awful. How rude. How about you get him a bar of soap, bestiary?
Okay, so who's here is good at talking to people?
Blood, if I remember correctly.
Skittish
Yeah.
fellows.
Kind of smelly smell. I mean, I imagine that smelly. I imagine Zolgath smell like ammonium. You know, it's like the most offensive smell to the nose.
Yay, piss.
No, 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 no. Like you know that cleaning stuff you use.
Yay,
Sh-
piss.
Whatever,
Clean and
man.
piss.
You can say piss
Bleach.
whatever you want.
Yay.
Don't do it.
They smell
Don't
like.
do it.
Yes.
They smell like the effort of tree
No!
disaster.
I can't believe this is what this righteous channel has gone to.
Yay.
Freaking piss babies.
Smiley face.
All right, all right. Point is, you're dealing with a smelly boy. What do you have anything to say to him? Or are you just gonna keep looking around for things? Maybe you can find a body they haven't looted or something.
I doubt they leave the body behind, if I remember correctly. They eat people.
I was more trying to look for a way to loop back into the fortress.
Ah. In that case, I'd sooner need a survival check. It's less about finding the passage and more about knowing which passages are good to look for.
Yeah. Doing that while one of you maybe tries to get cute with the troglodyte.
By the way, I've been reading the 3.5, the AD&D 2 to 3.0 conversion guide, and it's hilarious. Apparently, partial actions used to be a thing. Did you know that harm used to reduce you to all but 1d4 hit points? 6th level
Yeah.
spell. What the fuck, man? If anyone ever says 3.0 has merit, I'm not sure anymore. I can't stop giggling though. The concept of like, I mean, the fun thing is heal does the same to undead, which is just hilarious. I am a lich and ah! And then a guy just shanks him with a dagger, and he just goes bleh.
Well, that's why I phylacteries.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't mean it's nice. He gets so many good vibes that he's like, I feel sad when I die. I'm too happy to live. I'm supposed to be mad. Well, you decide to look around. You unfortunately can't really find any paths that leap around too much, but to be fair, you're not that familiar with the art of spelunking.
Yeah, I'm much more at home in a swamp than in a cave.
Let's see. True, true. It's easier for you to navigate your way through a swamp than a cave.
Ooh, well, maybe if you make friends with the Drogo, yeah, friends with the Drogo, maybe he could guide us. Or they?
Why would she be friends with us?
I don't know.
I mean, it's worth trying.
Yeah, just talk to the fellow.
If you show us the way to the stronghold, you maybe can eat some orc meat. Did you ever taste orc meat? That's how it
Yeah,
works, right?
if you help us get in there, there could be more loot for you.
More shiny.
Well, I appreciate your go-get-'em attitude. If the Zolgath had any interest in the orcs, they would have probably done something. Although, who knows how long they've been there. That's also a fine question. So, is that the argument you're going to present? You can go ahead and eat them?
Well, after we beat them up.
I mean, it's not like this guy needs your permission to eat orcs if he wants to do that for some reason.
We're gonna make it easier for him
Yeah.
if he helps us.
All right. You present the argument. Who here wants to roll me the diplomacy check to rub the elbows? By the way, did you know that skulkers can suppress their scent essentially for as long as they wish, so he doesn't smell all that much. Yes, they thought of the fact that it's kind of detrimental for a rogue to smell like shit within 30 feet of itself. It turns out being smelly makes you easier to find.
Who would have thunk it?
The fact that olfactory is a trait is hilarious.
That's why Stillwater doesn't smell.
An olfactory aura. But as I said, someone here has to roll diplomacy to present a nice argument and present yourself as a polite person that is worth dealing with. As Blart presumably translate. It's nice that you have a mall cop on the team that actually knows languages.
So my diplomacy sucks, so I'm not gonna do that.
Mine's 5.
It's 5 more than mine.
Blart, you don't have to roll diplomacy. Whoever is presenting the arguments and the friendly go-get-em attitude is the one that has to do it. Translators tend to be intermediaries, unless they want to be the primary.
Blood is probably the most diplomatic.
Stillwater,
Same score.
Stillwater is a tasty salad.
Salad.
Take some points in diplomacy. Tasty salad.
You have a little fun time chit chat with this guy. What exactly did you want again? Like a way into there?
Yeah, just like a tour guide.
Guide.
Well, he's more than willing to point you the right way. There is a slight thing. He kind of wants something useful. Thing is, he doesn't quite know what he wants. He just wants a useful tool or something. You know, a payment. He's been down there a while, and there haven't been any new corpses, so he's kind of disappointed that he can't find new stuff, and he wants new stuff. Help him out, will ya? This poor looting man can't loot.
Tragedy.
It is a tragedy of the commons. All this poor innocent boy wants is to take shit off of dead bodies and judge you for how you smell when you're dead.
Well, we have some stuff.
I have a candle.
Ooh, shiny.
A candle.
Minor elixir of life. Makes life a little bit easier.
I mean, what do you think this guy wants, since he mostly seems to loot people that are going into the chaos for fun?
Some rope.
Hmm.
You like rope?
Well,
Bombs, ropes.
Are you into rope? Wink.
also he seems to have a preference for things that have obvious use over bottles of weird magical mixtures that he doesn't understand.
I have my own chain.
So
What
you want to
about a
offer
flint
him?
and steel?
You want to offer him your coil of rope?
I mean, I guess.
Hmm.
Rope.
What about...
This is a full like 50 feet coil of rope, right?
It's a lot of rope.
He'll take a long, hard look at that rope, and then he throws it over his shoulder and goes, "Yeah, and beckons you to come along."
Yeah.
He takes you down some twisty passages, where water drips and, well, he doesn't warn you of all these slippery surfaces, but
I love how we just trust him. He doesn't do it right now.
Can you give me a reflex check? As all this slippery slipping and sliding around is getting a bit risky frisky.
Oh, I think.
At some point, your friend slips, and due to the way these twisting passages seem to mostly be going down so far, you watch as your friend just goes out of the light, and then you just hear the noise of him sliding down.
Oh no.
You seem to have lost your friend. Your guide seems confused that your friend is so excited to go so far forward, especially because he stops at a certain point and points to a side passage that he did not go down. The circumstances are not. Yosk, after a few
Yes.
moments, it goes rather fast when you're slipping and sliding. You stop. You're not quite sure where you are, but you're stopped by this large column that sits between your legs.
What?
Your
Ще няма навіть 12, ей.
your legs below the knees are dangling over some sort of ledge.
Okay.
Добре.
Otherwise, you can't see anything.
Probably should have tied ourselves together. Oh,
I mean, you just gave all your rope to this guy, so.
Yeah, we don't have any rope. No.
I have like
Uh,
2 ropes still, you know.
Yeah,
Blart,
I also
prepared.
have some rope.
yeah.
It was just my rope.
I wanna use dancing lights so that I can see something.
You cast, while you're sitting awkwardly against this column, you cast a spell and come to the realization that you're near some sort of larger chasm. It's
Oh,
dark
boy.
and it goes down a long way, and you're like you're sitting on the ledge, and the only thing that stopped you from falling down was this large column.
Thanks,
Це
Colin.
те.
Did it actually hurt to hit that column?
Зараз.
Nah, not that much. I mean,
Okay.
it's gonna be hard to pull yourself out of this one. All right, kids.
I
Your friends eventually come up behind you, coming to pick you up.
Congrats on not being dead.
Unfortunately, this is also the section where most of the water is built up, which means it's the slipperiest and slidiest section. And your friend is sitting like 30 or so feet from where you are, and, you know, you can see the big hole in front of him.
Oh, jeez.
Well, I brought entire climbing set, so I have pythons, crampons, and so on.
Alright.
Your little guide watches
we
in
can
awe
make-
as you use a climbing kit. I presume you're using a climbing kit, else you wouldn't have brought it up, right?
Yeah, probably. I mean, that's the situation where you use one.
Marvelous. Marvelous. Alright. Whoever's going down there can roll me a reflex check or a climbing check.
Probably be safer for me to go first, since I can't fall to my death.
that's true.
Wait, you have the climbing leshy powers? The vine leshy powers?
I have leaf fleshy powers, so if I fall, I won't die.
What's
yes.
a climbing? Which skill is a climbing check nowadays? Athletics or?
Athletics.
Yeah, sure.
Athletically, no. Ah, yes. Marvelous. Luckily, since you have a climbing kit, you... Unfortunately, though, you do slip and fall, but then the rope stops you, and you're sitting next to your friend on this ledge now.
Hello there.
I
Yeah. So now. So now either Esther can pull us back up, I guess, or we can start.
Mlurt.
Probably winch it back.
Now that you're sitting on this fine ledge, your senses pick up that there's something down there, but you're not quite sure what. It's a mixture of things. Otherwise, it will take you a little bit of time, but you can pull your friend and yourself back out of there.
Can I shine my lantern down into this?
Down in the chasm is, well, first stalagmites, lots of sharp ones, lots of pools of water as well. It's not the best landing in the world. Some of the pools of water are strange and exotic colors. Might be the reason the place smells so weird. One of the most telling features, however, is there's a guy impaled on a column.
Oh,
Like a skeleton impaled on a column. His
That could have been me.
his properties seem untouched.
Well,
But he's a distance
Hey.
away and not easily reached from here, so it would take some work to get it if you cared that much. Otherwise, you can free your friend and go home.
decided when troglodyte that there's more loot over there.
I mean, it's hard to identify the skeleton from here.
I could move my light to the.
It's distance that's the problem, not darkness.
Ooh, how large is the distance though?
Like I said, it's a really big chamber. This guy's like 60 feet away from you or something.
Dancing Light's range is 120 feet.
I said it's not the darkness that's the problem, it's the distance.
Yeah, you can see him, you just can't reach
my
him.
Brain,
You can
my
see him, you
brain
just can't
hurts.
see him well.
My brain hurts. Sorry, my bad.
Marvelous.
Well, I have a second rope, so each.
So you wanna see if you can get to that body, or are you using that rope on your friend?
Who wants to go check out the body?
I do, definitely.
I
There's
don't
free
think so.
stuff over there. Could use my bow to shoot the arrow or shoot the rope over.
Who doesn't want free things?
Yeah.
They're free and things.
Yes. So I'll tie my two ropes together so that a 100-foot rope can descend the last 60 feet.
You will make your way down to the spiky bottom. It's awkward footing, but luckily you're not in combat, or that would be a massive concern. This is like greater difficult terrain. You don't want to go too fast, because slipping and falling means you touch whatever that water is, and cave water, everyone knows, never drink cave water, especially not weird colored ones.
Yeah.
Additionally,
full
it's the whole floor is
super
covered
salt.
in stalagmites, spiky ones, so it would hurt like heck. Even if you're wearing full plate, it would still be like, ah, my back. Well, all right, you slip your way over, slowly and carefully, with the greatest of gentleness. It takes a while. This is like watching someone walk in slow motion as your good friend Blark tries to make their way over to the large column, and then slowly climbs up like 10 or so feet. The guy's not that far up. It's kind of interesting to see a corpse that's merged with a column. Like he probably fell on it when it was a stalagmite, and then it merged into a column, and now he's fused with it. This body is ancient, is the point. How fast do things grow? Like a centimeter a year or something?
Very slowly.
Very slowly is the
Yeah.
point. It's kind of a neat view. It fills you with experience, shall we say. Anyway, on his body you find two major containers. First is a backpack that's very much like half consumed by the stone, and the other is a scroll case of sorts, presumably containing scrolls.
Only the growth rate for a stalagmite is 0.13 millimeters
Per?
a year.
Although in fantasy settings that faster.
Well, whichever
Fastest
one it is.
ones can grow at 3 millimeters a year. So very,
Three.
very slowly.
It takes a lifetime, shall we say.
Yeah.
So I give the corpse a... doesn't...
You can take a scroll case like off the body by cutting the straps and just carrying it with you. The backpack you'll have to reach inside of and take the contents out. Let's see what's inside, shall we? What fine accoutrements this man carries with him that's still useful. First, you would expect like ration slime. That's a common thing on a lot of bodies, is when you reach into the backpack you find ration slime, which are either they keep the rations in the container raw and it's like ugh, or it's in these bags and it's like ugh. Luckily you get none of that. Inside is a working sunrod. Nice. Quack quack. There are some glass containers, but they're all like they shattered or started leaking and lost most of their contents. Unfortunately for you. However, there is a container of holy water that seems to have retained both its potency and its contents. There is a ladder feather token, which you can use to create a 20-foot ladder whenever and however you like.
Useful for this guy to get out of here.
I mean, yes, it would have probably helped him if he was alive and able to use it. You find a +1 dagger in a sheath. Very nice sheath at that. although it could use a little polish. Let's see. There's one more thing in his bag. I know that much. There's an arrow. A very strange arrow at that. You'll have to take some time to figure out what all this stuff is.
Okay.
As well as the scrolls. Oh no, wait. Leaves protrude from this rustic arrow. So, there's a clue. With that, you slowly make your way back. Once more, your friends see you like a sort of astronaut spacewalk your way back, ever so gently. Until eventually you
come back.
arrive back home. I assume this is after you've taken all those things and helped Yoshk out and you're standing on somewhat safe soil.
I hope so.
Who here wants to roll some
Probably.
identification attempts?
I don't know a dang thing.
Like, you can roll anything for these. The scrolls, by the way, you don't have to identify. Your good friend already knows what it is because he is, guess what? A druid. This guy was also a druid. He had those kinds of spells. The scroll case contains the following 3 spells. It contains a casting of Magic Fang, a casting of Heal. Ooh, what do you think the last one's going to be? Is it going to be Jump? Jump's a fun spell. No,
That
that's...
would have helped him, maybe.
Jump, I mean... It'd be ironic if there was a feather fall in here, wouldn't it?
Yeah, please do that.
No, it's feather fall,
Yeah,
but you
God.
slowly land on the spike, and it's like, why does the spell work like this? Ooh.
Ooh, this.
No,
This hurts so much more.
the irony is worse than that. It's a casting of grease. Can I get a perception
Okay.
check from you?
Slippery Steve. No.
Sure.
Give me a perception check.
Go.
So, this is kind of interesting. The scroll case itself has very finely written on it a spell. So the scroll case itself functions as a scroll.
What?
It has a casting of glitter dust on it.
Ooh.
And in 2e, you can cast any spell that's on your spell list, even if it's above your level. So yes. If you awkwardly twist the scroll and read it, you can cast glitter dust from it. The scroll case.
Okay.
So yes, just to reiterate, a casting of Heal, first level, a casting of Grease, first level, a casting of Magic Fang, first level, and a casting of Glitter Dust, second level. And a +1 dagger, and some other fun stuff, including a Sun Rod. Swoosh swoosh.
Magic.
The item, the last item, by the way, is a Vine Arrow, you think. They're not that uncommon. A Vine Arrow, you use a command word, and when it hits a target, it splits and grows, wrapping the target in vines, reducing their speed for a while, or until it escapes. On a critical hit of the attack roll, they are immobilized completely.
Oh, so it's Tanglefoot.
Yes, they're basically Tanglefoot and an arrow. They're very commonly used by, bounty hunters and people that try to track down
regular.
prisoners.
Also regular hunters.
They're very good for, like, slowing someone down or capturing someone, since, it reduces their speed, and it might immobilize them if you're very good at shooting.
Also probably good against flying creatures.
If you immobilize a flying creature, it falls on the ground, yes, and that hurts. Additionally, if something is like a really low fly speed. Anyway, you found some loot on a fine body. However, it's getting late. You can't see the sun right now, but you're pretty sure it's getting like close to evening. As you move on down the caves, your guide insisting that you go along because he has places to be and he wants to get his nappy times too at some point. Also, you took what is technically his treasure. He just didn't see any of it. He leads you down a passageway, which eventually starts to become worked stone. And he leads you over to quite a place. I don't think I can easily adjust this due to how I did. Yeah, that's not going to work easily. I'm just gonna drop one of you guys over there. Or all of you in that little section. You pop out into a closet, essentially. This closet specifically. Through this closet, you hear an orc yawn. Whatever we fought. It's getting late, isn't it? Grub, grub, grub! He shouts. And he starts walking out of there.
Crap.
seemingly followed by 1, 2 orcs. Where would the grubbin room be in this place? That seems like a nice place. Point
Now
is,
may be the time for sneaky.
your friend waves you goodbye, thankful for cool rope. Those are useful.
Yeah.
And leaves you on
For
your
the
adventuring
rope-themed
ways.
adventure.
Okay.
Elsewhere, orcs are having grub.
Very quietly, very carefully pop out of the closet.
Roll me some stealtho.
Snake.
DC 16. Ooh.
Oh, convenient.
You hear the closet creak, but manage to stop it from making too much noise. I now remove the door.
Don't need that. Doors are for squares.
There's an orc over there who's grumpy that he has to wait until his friends are done eating before he can go eat.
Oh no.
Grumble, grumble,
A
grumble,
grumpus.
grumble. You also hear the very distant but obvious sounds of grand feasting. What do you want to do, closet people?
Hmm.
Try and
Face each other.
sneak up. Ooh. Spicy. I could sneak up and try to stab him, but I don't think I can kill an orc with a single attack. There's a door, like, right there. You could try to squeeze into before he turns around. Don't know
Sure.
what's behind it.
I say you can all do that once you... Because you're hidden enough that you can set up a situation. Alright, everyone can sneak over into the room with some breathing space.
Good, now I don't have to kiss blood.
You move into a small room that seems to be sort of an armory. This is where they sharpen their weapons and fix up some arrows and stuff. There's the smell of a small... It's like a miniature furnace that has a magical filter on top so that it doesn't fill the room with smoke. A small anvil. It's all very portable looking. A variety of weapons fills the room, as well as sets of armor, bits and pieces, and shields if you want to steal someone's shields.
Hmm.
Shields are for nerds anyway.
So what is the plan?
Well, it's going to be hard to get further down the corridor with that big fella blocking the way.
Is anyone actually manning the door, as in making sure that nothing sneaks up on you?
Yeah, probably me. I know sneakiness.
Can you
I'll
roll me some
keep an eye on
perception
it.
so I know what the pseudo stealth DC is?
Okay.
If it's garbage, that's bad, by the way.
Oh,
Excellent.
that's bad, by the way.
You are completely distracted and enraptured by an orc that, in a very... So, this is like, what's it called again? Drill sergeant. A drill sergeant voice. Like someone who could whip someone into shape. He's like, so so, they said we were having what, sausages? He's like, yeah, sausages. They're making nice
What?
sausages. Okay, so are they gonna use the spices yet? I told them to use the spices in the sausage. Yeah, they're gonna use the spice in the sausages. But listen, I'm not eating another bland sausage. If they don't do it, I'm gonna go back to my desk. You know. He's like, just go check up. I don't want to go over there and check out the sausage. And they start arguing about the spiciness of a sausage. And you're
Trust me.
enraptured by this conversation for some reason. Your ears can't stop
Sausage
focusing on it.
drama is my favorite drama.
To be fair, somehow this conversation does make for good listening. There's something about the way they speak and the very, very eloquent fashion by which they keep blocking and dodging. It's, it's like they're dueling linguistically and trying to argue cases despite the fact that neither actually has any beef with the other. It's why are you complaining about this to me? And he's like, well, I'm complaining about this to you because I'm your superior. He's like, yeah.
Also, I
Anyway.
have nothing else to do.
Beef because of sausages.
What does the rest of the party do? As you watch your plant become consumed by the door.
I love this show.
There's what's gear here? There's a long-term thing. I could do some sabotage here, but I don't think if that's thing.
That's not really necessary, I think.
Mm. Do we have a plan?
I mean, our plan was we have to get in. We got in. What now?
Hmm.
What do you
Plant.
mean last time they used lamb?
Plants. You do indeed hear them talking about lambs. Like your friend's conversation is bleeding into your ear and into theirs. You hear them chit chat about the big boss upstairs. And then you hear him go, fine, and then you hear stomp, 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 stomp coming close to you, like that door you saw behind the pillar. And then he slams it shut, and then in the distance you think you hear him like go up some stairs. And then there's a loud. Presumably he's going to complain about his about the way they make the sausages around here. He's going straight to the top.
Sounds like it's a complete sham.
He's going straight to the top. Sausage gate.
You should put more darkness in the sausage. It's good for them.
Anyway, as you're enjoying this flickering torchlight, you need to think of something.
Should head up. Sounds like where the head honchos are staying.
We try to just keep sneaking through the whole place, I guess.
Yep.
They've been so irresponsible with those sausages.
Hmm.
Do they know they have like a whole crew to feed?
The morale must be really low.
I hope they eat more than just sausages.
Like, have a balanced diet, guys.
Balanced diet.
It's good for you.
Death.
Okay. Depends on whether orcs are carnivores or not.
Hopefully they're not in the mood for a salad.
Right. So are we sneaking out?
Sounds like a plan.
The door goes open.
Bust out quietly.
You peek around the corner and see that the orc who was having a vivid discussion with his boss about the local meat is now rummaging around some boxes. He seems to be examining a series of small powder-filled glass vials and muttering about spices.
I think spices
Over here is a door.
for the sausages. Gonna try and skedaddle my way over to the door. Real quick and quiet, like. Shh. Lighting is kind of doing some stuff.
There is no light here. You're in the darkness.
In that case, I'll use the darkness to my advantage.
Yeah.
Go to the door.
You go to the door and slowly open it up. Through it, the shafts and cracks of light that pierce through provide you with a sight of many large bookcases, each of which is filled with old and moldy books. Only a few of them seem to be in any workable shape.
Ew, books. doesn't seem like the stairway up.
If you had a light source, you could probably see more than just the bookcases.
Like, I'll get in, close the door behind me, and then like light up a little torch real quick.
Additionally, I need to put a light source over here mostly because it makes... There we go. It makes far too much sense for there to be one over there. Marvelous. Marvelous. You light up a light source, you said?
Yeah.
A little baby torch. Little baby man torch.
Little tiny baby torch.
Little baby man. Little baby.
Hey, I can't help being baby.
Now you have a much clearer vision of all these display cases and books. Place looks mostly ransacked of all the good stuff, though. Though to be fair, it is filled with orcs who apparently are going to be generals someday. They need to start building up their reference material or something. You don't know what generals collect. In the distance, you see the beginnings of a staircase if you peek around a bit.
Well, I'll lean back out the door and kind of signal everyone to come over. But this room's clear.
I think something went wrong. Excuse me. Did all your lighting crap out?
There's some weirdness
Mostly.
going on.
Allow me to join you in the reloading process. I don't know why this map's being so stupid about it. Maybe it's the recent update. Because I never had this much issue with adding light sources.
Yeah.
You hear some noises from the northeast of someone flicking through books and snickering a bit to himself. Over down here, you hear someone rasping metal against something else. Like maybe a big rough leather belt.
In the pitch darkness.
No, there's some light sources over there. That guy's not in the dark.
I guess I'll skedaddle my way over there as well.
Tuk tuk la. The stairs await you, good sir. Also, the distant noise of eating gets louder the further you go in this room.
Okay.
Comes from like southeast-ish.
And use the bookcases as like cover to just kind of make sure the way to the staircase is clear.
As you peek around this corner in particular, you see the man rasping a sword against a bit of leather, sharpening his blade.
It's a person.
By the way, the section has an upper balcony that goes around the circumference of the room. There seems to be no one up there right now. They're probably having lunch or dinner or whatever they call this food. Maybe orcs have special things. Do you want to go up these fine stairs?
Seems like that's the way to the boss, man.
The stairs, by the way, are thick and made of dark wood and look like they creak a lot, but when you put your foot on it, they don't at all.
Oh.
But you are baby.
Probably because I'm baby. Yeah.
Maybe they're gonna creak when I wanna go on it.
Zwoosh.
Making your way up, you start to hear the distant sounds of people mobilizing again.
Oh.
Rest of the group, what do you do? You've been lounging behind so far.
Guess I'm following the salad upstairs.
Rude.
I'm gonna keep a lookout that nobody is following us or noticing us.
Upstairs, in this hallway, stands a defiant door. Why are these all so dark? Or is that just the shadow of the map itself? I think that's actually the map's shadow. Well, anyway, there is a thick door that indicates that, well, in weathered writing, this is old writing, that the commander's room is located here. The commander's name, however, is completely scratched off. Behind it seems to be an excited discussion about many things.
Sausage.
Loading sausages.
No, it seems to mostly be about spicing and treating the troops and all that stuff.
Hmm. Spicing up the troops. Okay.
We need to. If we're gonna bust in and surprise anybody, it would probably be the guy in charge. They'd know the most information.
Do they sound all orc? Is there human in there?
No, you think you hear some of the, at least one person that you saw all the way back there. You know, one of the cultists.
Alright then.
Do you wish to listen to another conversation?
Hmm.
I feel like
Sure.
we're running on borrowed time at this point.
Shall we
Oh,
just
don't worry. I'll make that roll in a moment.
shall we just bust in there and
It's your call entirely, but you might learn something if you listen. Or maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah, sure, let's listen.
Excellent. All right, here we go. You listen in on the
go?
conversation for a bit. As you listen, you hear something. They seem to be talking about their agents in Great Wall and smooth operations, good tidings, meetup. The exact topic is a bit unclear, but one thing is obvious: they're not sticking around here for long. They've done what they wanted to do in this area, and they're gonna move over to meet up with the rest of their forces, and once they've regrouped, move on from there. However, once you finish listening, the guy's like, yeah, 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 and starts walking towards the door. Unfortunately, since your ear is pressed right up against it, you almost fall into him. Now, the guy starts scolding you as if you were one of his orc troops. Because for a moment, it takes him a moment to realize, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You're not those guys. I've been deceived, I think. Alright, everyone. You want to roll me some initiative, because this guy is not up for this right now. He's upset about his sausages, and now he has to deal with some intruders. He just wants to get his anger out, and he'll ask questions once he's de-stressed a bit. The other person in the room, the despot, was about to sit down at a desk, so when she sees him like shout and then change expression, she's like, "Wait, what? What's going on? What's going on?"
Beep, 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 beep.
Is that the dog of wisdom that speaks
Bombard, this
there?
is one of the worst encounters you could have gotten in this entire place, because this guy
Oh,
is
great.
nasty.
That makes sense.
Oh wait, no, wrong.
Sneaking all the way to the final boss is usually a bad idea.
It's usually not a great way to go, but it's how he decided to do this. All right, Blart, you have the initiative. As this guy stumbles over his words for a moment and seems very
Well, my usual strat. I was hoping to catch this guy off guard. Came through.
He is off guard. He's basically flat-footed because he's like very unsure what the hell's going on right now. So make it the way you want.
So I shout to scare him.
He's not used to people shouting back at him. What?
Well,
He's confused more than anything.
then I guess I'll try to smack him in the head.
Marvelous. Oh, God. You notice that for some reason, bludgeoning weapons seem to have particular effectiveness against this poor guy. Why? Why is his armor class 9. Oh, I know why that is. Because I have 17 divided by 18 because of his shield thing. Wait, he doesn't have a shield. Why does he have that then? What is your deal, weirdo? Don't have shield armor class if you don't have a shield. Anyway,
God.
he is completely caught off guard as he's smacked firmly in the face with a flail and practically stumbles backwards. You have one action left. Oh no, wait, you stepped. Yes. Into place. Asaru. What a set of comedic circumstances.
Right. Kind of blocking the doorway for me. Can I try and dive over them both?
What skill do you think would allow you to do such an incredible feat?
Of acrobatics?
Go ahead. You perform the roll of a century over your friend and through his legs. No. You wait a little too long and waste your opportunity as you just don't see a chance. You can try again if you want.
That's my roll there. Maybe. Whoop.
And there you are.
Huzzah!
It took your whole turn, but there you are. Stillwater. Your baby.
I'm baby. Well, I'm probably just gonna try and shoot him over Blart's shoulder, which is probably not the best idea. Pew. That's a bad pew.
Yeah, you're gonna have to tweak your aim a bit to make that work. But you have another action.
And I'm just gonna, take cover behind the wall.
Behind the big door over here, you hear some noise of someone getting ready, angry. They're not too sure. They're kind of waiting this one out. The Iron Rod Orc is angry. So, actually, I realized this guy's abilities exclusively work on orcs. So this is actually the best circumstance to catch one of these dumbasses. Because they have they can encourage their guys and move them around. They got all these stunts, but they have no seniority over this person. So instead, he's gonna shout at the guy down the hallway to get involved already. Essentially, spending an action to get the attention of individuals nearby. After that, since you're so excited about beating him up, Blart, he's going to show you what his iron rod can do. Blunk.
Oh boy.
It's a big clonk.
Yeah, I think this is a good time for me to shield.
You throw your shield up. Oh, if your shield is up, I think this is a normal hit anyway.
No, my shield wasn't up because I didn't spend an action on that. I stepped, attacked.
And people say that shield. Well, what's 2 AC gonna do for you? Marvelous. Do you have a way to reactive shield then? Because that is. Like, there are ways around this, but all right. Do you have anything that can help you in this circumstance? Because this is gonna hurt like hell if it doesn't. If you don't.
Hold on. It's
Do you have to have risen your shield to use shield block or not?
So you need to have raised your shield in order to use shield block. There is a fighter feat called reactive shield that lets you shield block, lets you raise your shield as a reaction instead,
Okay.
which is kind of neat. It's if you want to pretend to be a shield blocker guy. I'm pretending.
Oh, like. Oh yeah, I can do it because my shield isn't raised. Okay, so I just die.
You are immediately besmacked into oblivion. And with that, he spends his last action just laughing and gloating. The despot proudly proclaims that clearly the dark gods favor them today, and demands your surrender immediately. Which is mostly just her trying to intimidate Isaru.
Oh boy.
Doing an incredibly good job.
I want to know why you thought you could just run up to a bunch of people who one-shot a warg, and that would work out for you somehow.
Eh,
Yosk, you picked up a scroll, didn't you? Might be a time to use it.
Yeah. What scroll? I have many scrolls. So, could use my heal scroll to get blood back up.
2 actions for a heal. That's 1d8 plus 8.
Also still have a scroll of flaming sphere. What does that do again?
If you use a scroll of flaming sphere, please remember that there are lots of people in that room over there.
Yeah. I mean, the area of the sphere is 5 foot. This is gonna be a bit messy. I think the right decision to use here is use my heal scroll to heal blood.
Blart! 1d8 plus 8. Yosk, please roll. As you bestow healing upon your ally. Yosk,
Yes.
the roll.
Yes, I'm doing that right now.
Blood gets up with 13. How nice. Asaru, you're a bit spooked. But maybe you can get them to be spooked if you do something smart.
yeah, a little bit spooked. Just, critically demoralized.
Just means you're frightened too. It'll wear off in a bit.
Yep. What did Frighten do to me again? Right. Set penalty equal to the value on your checks and DCs. Okay. You're not the boss of me, as I try and pull the despot out of balance.
Ooh. Oh, fuck! If the strike hits Sark's flat foot, oof. Oof. I'll be honest. That's one hell of a blow. 18. BAM! And they're flat-footed.
That's a lot of health.
You watch the despot go from cocky arrogance to ah! You have 2 actions left, good sir. How do you want to spend them as this person is now completely off kilter?
Switch to two-handed mode.
They're complete. Ooh. Ooh. Attack number 2 and you still hit him for 13. BAM! As the blood begins to drip down their cheek.
Much else I can really do here? Oh, which one of us took the Onyx dog?
And what? What are you trying to do now?
Why is
Yes,
everyone
that's,
accusing the druid?
Probably me. I guess probably me or Stillwater.
Okay. Just, summons a dog might be useful.
Yeah, true.
Something with
Yeah.
them.
It's like Yosh was the one who fixed the whole situation, so
Stillwater.
Try to sword a third time.
Stillwater. What do you want to do?
am I? Since I assume Blart's on the ground.
Yes. You can't
Uh,
scooch in, scooch out if you want to, or you can shoot at any of them. You're not blocked in any way.
Scooching sounds like a good idea. So, scooch in. Since he's flanked, that means I can attack as if he's flanked.
He's
Unless
flat-footed,
he has
yes.
some kind of ability.
Nope. He's not that kind of guy. He is a commander. He
Okay.
bosses people around.
Then,
Jesus!
eh.
The critical damage alone
savvy.
already does him in, but then you also give him the sneak. You hit him right in the pancreas.
Yeah.
And he just goes... And he rolls backwards.
Eh. Take that to your shins.
Actually, he has resistance to slashing 5. Doesn't save him, though.
And then I'll use my last action to just kind of scuttle my way over behind the despot.
Despot is beginning to realize that circumstances aren't going their way. The anti-paladin, hearing the screech of an orc dying, walks over to the door and kicks it in. Bam! Upon seeing the fact that her business associate, an evil, is probably going to die really soon, she's going to do what paladins are known to do. One, she's going to shove Asaru out of the way and get to the despot.
Oh.
Start fired.
Just gives you a pat on the shoulder.
The anti-paladin can only frown as Asaru, despite his panic, is apparently able to just hold his fucking ground.
I find it amazing that you ward 1 and still have 14.
I would like to point out that
Yeah,
this is... Yeah.
If you crit fail and they shove, you fall over.
Yes, I was going to look up what shove failing does, and apparently they fall over. It turns out, pushing a door in is not the best time to start shoving. Let's see. No. They took an action to move, an action to push, an action to open the door. Okay, yes, they're out of actions. Blart. When you wake up, suddenly the world is a lot brighter. Although you feel like some plant baby stepped on you.
That's fine, they're like weightless.
The despot is still flat-footed no matter what angle you attack from.
I take his steppy. And I try to dwarf it. Okay, I'll just hit the despot, I guess.
Smoke worker goblin. Ooh, nice.
Puff.
Okay, that hurts them for an ouchie baba. And that's your turn, because you got up, moved, and beat him up. Downstairs, an Iron Spike orc heard their boss scream and then die. They're going to investigate.
That's how it works.
They spend their whole turn walking up... Oh no, they bump into Yosk at some point. Okay, they can actually still do something at this point. They're like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
That's not.
I don't know who you are. You're under arrest. And he takes a -2 to this because he's trying to essentially knock you unconscious more than anything. So he whiffs it. He's like, you're under arrest. I work for the evil army. I have this power. Don't ask questions. Don't ask. Only think. The despot finds himself in an increasingly dire situation. Give me a moment because I have lots of things to think about and didn't expect you to bonk her up that bad so fast. You bunch of good guys. Ooh. Ooh.
That was more luck than anything else.
Yeah.
But he had luck. I mean, blood got.
The luck is swinging both ways.
Yeah.
She's gonna. You know what? She's gonna step back a bit, reach into her bag, and. Asaru, you have attack of opportunity, don't you?
Yep.
Go ahead. They took an interact action. They're trying to throw a scroll case at the anti-paladin. Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. Oof. They're almost down. They throw it at the anti-paladin and tell him to leave. I'm willing to die for this cause, but you're too. And then they cast shield as their last action. Yosk, there's a guy next to you who says that you're under arrest. You feel inclined to think that he might not have that authority.
He's basically on the stairs, right?
Yes, he's like standing next to the stairs.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to flip him, actually.
I mean, he can't see that his boss is dead. He's just like, you're on the stairs and you're not supposed to be here.
I'm gonna try to flip him on the stairs.
I mean, if you were like supposed to be here and he just arrested you, probably get in trouble. But I mean, he doesn't have the time to fully weigh the pros and cons of that situation.
I mean, he heard his chief screaming and met somebody that clearly should.
He's taking the action.
Maybe shouldn't be.
He's taking the course of action least likely to result in bad juju. That
Yeah,
at least to what he thinks.
I'm-
So, what is your turn looking like, good sir?
I'm gonna try to trip him, so I'm gonna roll an athletics check.
You try to trip. That's against reflex, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, that actually succeeds. He falls on the ground. Eh!
And then I attack him with my fangs.
Well, don't forget, multiple attack bonus counts for many maneuvers. So go ahead. Attack number 2.
Two.
Even though he's on the ground, he sort of rolls on the ground quite magnificently. What a trooper.
And then I'm gonna waste my shield.
There's also another orc
like
down
that.
here who would like to have a little chit chat. He spends one action moving in closer as he sees his friend on the ground. It's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I'm not supposed to be on the ground until
you hurt-
Tuesday.
You hurt my friend.
You're not supposed to be on the ground. You are a bastard.
First. Oh wait, no, they can't rage and get in there, but they can take out a javelin and say halt or I'll shoot. And since you're not halting, he'll throw it.
Yeah, he tries to shoot.
Good
Asaru.
throw, idiot.
Asaru.
Uh,
You're gonna earn so many points for defeating this despot. By the way, that's a level 5 creature you're beating up.
Oh, Jesus.
To be fair, their AC is the biggest problem here, and the fact that they can't properly cast spells and have bigger priorities. If they were just casting harm and shit, you'd be dead, but that's not the circumstances, are they?
Guys. Yeah.
I'm a
yeah,
baby.
well, I go for another snagging strike then.
Also, when you roll like a fucking baller on those rolls, they're down to 1. Come on, man. Down to 1.
So if that hits, they are again flat-footed. Then
Jesus Christ, that's 32. I don't want to give you a striking weapon because you're already throwing 32s out there, my boy. I'm scared now. Anyway, the despot falls under your mighty swing as you keep him grabbing one end. He's just sort of bam, bam, bamming with the other.
You actually rolled the 12 in your crit. That's amazing. That's max damage.
Oh. Okay, so quick thing. If you switch to Bastard Sword two-handed, you're technically no longer able to grab onto them. I say that snagging strike ceases to function while that works. Although, I guess raw not. It's weird. We're just gonna roll with it for now. I don't get this. I'm scared.
We should look it up later.
You have one action
It
left.
says when it's no longer in reach of your hand, and if you're using that hand to do something else, I guess.
Well, it's a quick switch from going from a one-hand to two-handed.
But I mean, it would like end at the end of your turn.
Yeah. Okay, well, there's still some sort of paladin
Anyway,
on the
sorry, you
ground
have an
next to
action.
me.
Oh,
Ah.
well, they're already dead.
Oh. Could I aim for the scroll case that was thrown?
No, unfortunately, that would have been a reaction of anything. Although, you know what? 14 wouldn't have hit it anyway. So
Small target.
you're too busy beating this person up to something swapped to the thing that's flying out of their hand. Stillwater. The anti-paladin's on the ground, and the scroll case will probably land on their face or something.
Can I like grab the scroll case?
If you want to die, yes.
I mean, what do you mean if I want to die?
We'll see what happens when it happens. Anyway, do as you wish. What is your turn going to look like, good sir?
I mean, that's frightened me now. The whole plan originally was to grab the scroll case because apparently it seemed important, but
It is important. Judging by what they said, it's some sort of escape option.
well,
Teleportation scroll.
I'm frightened. You've done me a frighten.
That's how I like it.
Well, I can at least fight the anti-paladin, so I'm gonna like just kind of like run over the top of them so that I'm behind them.
They think that's very rude of you.
That's the plan.
And then, the second one was Bumpkus.
The first one hits at least, and gets that sexy, sexy 9. The anti-paladin will take that scroll. But they're not quite done yet, as they get up.
Uh-oh.
They look at Asaru and shout an oath of vengeance. Oh, by the way, that whole black zone around. Okay, I keep forgetting auras don't show up by default. The black zone around them is like a frightening aura that makes it hard to move around them. Okay, cool. Whenever I update a token, apparently the lighting breaks. Oh well. Is it broken
It's not
for you,
important right now.
or can you see?
Not for both
I
of
can
us.
see kind of fine.
Okay, all right.
Can see normally.
Okay, yeah. I'm just like on my end. Suddenly, all light sources become 1 pixel. And you try to whack them, and you whack them, and they don't like that.
Oh, did they do something
Yeah, they got up.
They stood.
that
And they
triggers an
take their
attack?
great axe, Asaru, and they shout.
Yeah, standing up counts.
You
as
already took. Oh
attack.
no, wait. Yeah, you got it turned into. Yes.
Yep.
Marvelous. And with rolls like those, well,
Who needs
Slap,
enemies?
slap.
the anti-paladin would like to say. Would she leave? No, she wants to make a point of this. She wants to make a point out of you, Asaru.
Oop. Well,
One
certainly
way to do it.
Ouch.
takes a
She is too angry. Blart.
Eh,
More orcs are beginning to mobilize as the noise gets louder. The alarm is being raised.
I would like to make the anti-paladin fall over again.
Go ahead. No. I mean, they fell over on their own accord, not because someone else did it. The DC's 20, by the way. Reflex.
That's
not bad.
Oh yeah, I was looking up how much experience you get for level 5. Dude, also, I need to keep track of all these guys. All these boys you've been beating up.
Boys.
Why am I looking at the game mastery guide? Why am I being so dumb? All right, you failed that. That's one action. What else do you have on your sleeve? Jesus
Well,
Christ,
it seems
160.
like Yashk is all the way over there alone.
Yes.
Holding back the horde.
So I guess I'll step over here and raise my shield. So that Yash can decide to hide behind. Yes.
Marvelous. The Iron Spike Orc is on the ground. He's gonna get up. He lifts himself off the ground. He's grumpy. Grumpy and angry. Let's see. Does he actually have any? Oh wait, he has nimble dodge. I need to remember that he has a reaction. You know what he's gonna do? He's gonna swoosh, swoosh, swoosh with his long sword, with a short sword, doing a okay. He doesn't succeed at fainting. All right, he'll just have to go for the old stepping aside and letting this big guy take care of it. Then the despot is dead. Yosk.
I'm gonna step. I'm gonna slide behind Blood. And I think I'm gonna throw a flame at the Iron Plate Orc.
Marvelous. Big strong guy. That hits him for a wonderful 8. Ah! Woo! Ah!
And that's my turn.
Marvelous. The Iron Plate Orc first gets mad. Hurr. Then he holds his iron knuckle dagger in one hand and charges to Blart up the stairs awkwardly. Let me give him a nice what's a nice symbol for being argy? Hiya! I'm not Asaru. That axe is pretty big.
Yeah, that axe is big and hurty. Oh yeah, what was the flanking bonus again?
2. Their AC goes down by 2.
Ah. Okay. Okay. Well.
It's the same as your grabby thing. Like flat-footed is flat-footed.
Yep. Yeah.
Miss.
Yeah.
Success. They laugh at your feeble attempts to strike them through their full plate, only hitting once and only hitting for so much. Still water. Still water.
Still watering. I think. Yeah, I'll just. Stabbies seem like the best option right now. So,
Stabby. That's a hit, somehow.
Second stabby.
Miss.
And, can I try to take the scroll away from them?
What would that be? I think there's a rule for that, for thievery.
Is thievery untrained action steal?
I don't think you can just steal off someone. You need to be hidden from them first. Let's see. You automatically fail if the creature who has the object is in combat or on guard. So no, you can't just take it from someone who's fighting or knows that you're there.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Like, I presume this falls under a disarm at that point, essentially.
Yeah, because if they're actively using it.
Which would be a trained athletics action.
Yeah, I'm not.
Your last
Putting
action
a
will be
flag.
spent on?
Um, I don't have a lot that I can really do that would help. That doesn't really work, so I'll just
The anti-paladin mutters something at Asaru that if she ever, because she's below half health, and paladins, anti-paladins, they have to run. They're cowards. In the end, they fight when the odds are in their favor. And while these orcs are coming in, their own personal life is still at risk, so they're gonna give Asaru a touch of corruption.
Ah,
Basic fort save DC and 20, and you better make it or you're down. And they'll laugh. That's a crit fail, good sir.
I use a hero point.
Oh,
Oh, well.
so
Oh,
close.
Well,
No.
Womp womp.
at least not a crit fail.
The anti-paladin laughs and says that if
Well-
she ever sees you again, she'll cut you into pieces. Then she takes that scroll and abracadabra, abracazoo. You might be here, but I'm not. I did that wrong. Oh no.
yeah. Yeah, this is wound now. However,
I'm still gonna give you points for that though. That was amazing.
it was kind of, yeah.
The fact that we got away with that at all.
The
Was...
fact
I
you
mean,
got away
it's
with that
not
at all
over.
is a fucking miracle. Yes.
I mean, it's not over yet. You still
It's
have
not quite
some
over
orcs.
yet. You need to feel
we
the
still
pain.
have a whole fortress full of orcs.
Yes. I don't recommend fighting them. But that's me. I don't. How are the iron plate orcs? Oh yeah, because they're the bulwarks. That's why their attack's low, despite being higher level. So these guys are 2, so they'd be. Wait, are the iron rods 2? Yeah, they are. Huh. Weird. All right, Blart. What do? You're in front of an angry, raging orc whose armor class is 14.
I swipe at his legs.
Unfortunately, in his anger, his legs are strong. Wait, are they?
Damn it.
No. Actually, that does get him. With everything that's going on in his head, he actually does fall down.
Haha. Stupid orc. We have the high ground.
He almost rolls down the stairs, actually. That's one action.
Yeah. Didn't just spend one to my shield raised, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to stand here on the stairs and until someone figures out something.
In the distance, on the lower stairs, one of the orcs kind of moves over, sees the carnage a little bit, sees all this fighting going on. He's not gonna run into that until he sees a good opportunity. This guy over here has, you know what? He doesn't. I mean, he cares about his friend, so he'll stick around. He'll defend his friend. Takes out his little short bow and tries to get at Blart. Pew! Gets a Blart. Pew! Good aim. He doesn't get sneak attack damage, by the way. There's another iron
So
spike
let's see,
orc.
1 and a 5. Yes.
He's like, what's going on over here? So he surveys the situation. Downstairs is one more guy who's like, ugh, I don't want to deal with the boss right now. I got a headache. Who walks over and eventually sees
I
the
had
carnage
too
and
many
goes,
sausages.
oh my god, I can't believe this. I can't believe this. Upstairs, an iron plate orc sees his iron spike friend run, and he's like, wait, what? What's going on over here? And he tries to push past him, like, what's going on? Yosk. The hive is starting to rouse.
That one guy is prone right now, right?
Yes.
So he should automatically fail his reflex save, or is that just 5e?
I'd say that he's flat-footed, so it probably takes some penalty, yes. It's kind of hard to dodge when you're on the floor.
So I wanna cast Flaming Sphere on him then. With my sword.
That's so mean, but go ahead. Just drop a ball of fire on top of his head.
So yeah.
Oh no.
It's 3d6 fire damage to each creature in the square, and it is a 5-foot square, and I can sustain it up to 1 minute, and the range is 40 feet.
If you give me a second, I
does
can get you a cool
this-
sprite.
Cool. How does the DC thing work with spell scrolls?
The spell scroll uses your gumption,
Okay.
and you should now have the power to control this sphere.
Yeah. So it's spell DC 17.
I think he took a critical hit there. So as the flaming sphere just slams into his backside, he's killed instantly by it. It just goes boom.
Okay.
Man, that would have almost killed him if he was at full health. Gosh.
Then I'm gonna step one square back. So I have more cover from the sides.
Unfortunately, he cannot use reactions while flat-footed, I think, so his ferocity doesn't quite work. Additionally, ferocity is annoying as hell if you play it straight. Asaro. The anti-paladin's gone. But, you know,
I'm on the ground.
you're on the ground in a study. There's a dead despot in the corner.
Yep. Did I roll something to stabilize? I think I did. Dude.
Oh yes, you're unconscious. I forgot. Excuse me. Can you roll me a flat DC 11 check since you're dying 1? Success.
Oh,
I
yes,
think
flat.
that reduces it by 1, so you're now stable.
Wait. Or was that a flat check? So just a D20 roll?
Yes, just a D20 roll. Yes.
Oh, in that case, I rolled a 7. No, an 8.
Your dying value increases to 2.
Dying 2.
Stillwater.
Ugh.
Your friend ain't looking so hot.
Oh, jeez. I don't really have the equipment to deal with that situation.
Well, maybe one of the corpses here does.
I
You
also
don't
had.
Or the room. Or the guy that's dying.
Don't you have a heal potion on you, Stillwater?
The guy who's dying has 2.
Oh wait, technically your initiative would change, so you'd be like before the anti-paladin. So if Stillwater patches you up, you'd have your turn again.
Yeah, I guess I can like rifle through Saru's pockets and pour one of his potions.
I imagine
down
that
his
everyone
throat.
carries the healing potions in an easily accessible place. Stuff it down his throat. Show me the goods. What healing potion is this? How much does it heal?
Get up, you big weenie.
I have minor 1.
That's
So
1d8.
1d8. Ooh, nice.
Asaru, despite that touch of corruption rotting away at you, you're back on your feet-ish.
Oh,
There you go.
Asaru, it's your turn.
Oh.
You're on the ground. By the looks of it, things are clearing up, because there's no baddies you can see immediately.
oh, nice. Being saved by a salad. I get up. Okay, well, that base seems to be blocked by fire and orcs, so I'll head this way.
Stillwater, in your panicked frenzy, you notice that on one of the desks is a... If you've ever heard of the concept, it's called a bug-out bag. It's a bag of stuff you have in case you have to get out fast. The anti-paladin took their bag with them, but there's one behind, so...
Oh,
Yes, sorry, you're now inside of a small room. I could have told you that.
right.
I presume,
Well.
I presume that you are aware that that's a small room before you made your move. As
So
you
these
have a
are
friend who came from it.
so these are desks and tables, not any doors or anything here,
Desks, table, bed. It's just a little office. No escape routes by the looks of it.
and a curtain. Hmm.
And a nice tapestry, yes.
Okay. That's well, I did just wake up. Okay. What about this room? I don't think this has one either. Just run past Yosh then.
You run past your.
I see something.
You'd think the giant ball of fire
Yeah,
would
I
illuminate
wanted to
things.
ask that.
I know. You see orcs spilling in from the east.
Oof. Well, I guess those are my actions. Getting up and running about.
Blur. A hasty escape may be the most fortuitous option, or a bottleneck. It's whatever
I'm
one you
pretty
think
sure.
works.
Pretty sure I am in a bottle.
Heck,
So yeah, I'll keep my shield raised and wait until someone else figures out where an escape is.
all right. So what is it that you do?
She said raise shield and like ready actions, I guess.
Marvelous. Downstairs in
Oh
iron.
yeah, if I can ready actions to slap someone that comes in range, then sure.
There's literally no one who's going to walk through a flaming sphere now. This Iron Spike orc stops as he sees a ball of fire that's on top of a friend, slowly burning a hole in him. And he demands that you stop whatever that is.
Okay. I'm
And
gonna
surrender.
avoid this-
This guy over here says he's an idiot, that these guys are raiders and are taking care of everything, and he decides, you know what, I'm going to get the bosses involved in this. They've had enough dinner, and he runs off to the south.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
He stumbles a bit in the darkness, but he tries his best. This guy up here has a clear shot of a Saru and decides to take it before he hides behind the cover that he has. He's like, pew, and then dives for cover.
Phew.
What is it? No, whatever. Oh, yeah, there's an iron plate orc downstairs that got run into. He dives for cover and prepares himself for people running in. He's going to take the siege option here. This guy squeezes on past. Just like, gosh, stop standing there. What are you doing? He says, that's my friend, and he hucks a spear. A javelin, that is. A blart. It flies straight into the flaming sphere and evaporates from its heat. Yosk, someone's feeding your fireball. How nice.
Oh, burns is better now.
Mhm.
So probably we should search some kind of escape room. That over there, is that a wall or a door?
Those are all walls and all bookcases.
Okay. I should probably use my flaming sphere. So, how does it work again? Subsequent use, you can sustain this spell. That's one thingy. With concentration, so I can move the sphere on the Iron Spike orc over here. Whoops.
My me! He'll be taking half. Thank you.
Okay. You can't cast a spell while you're sustaining a spell, what?
You can spend your actions however you dang well please. Sustain is one action,
Okay.
concentration. That's it.
Okay.
No weird 5e rules on bonus action spells.
Hmm. So then I'm gonna try to
Show
that
me
makes
the beans.
sense. Hmm.
Can I get some damage on that fireball, please?
Yes, sorry.
Oh, Jesus. Even that brings him down by almost half. As he has to contend with his fireball where he's standing.
And since he's burning so well, I'm gonna throw another flame
At him?
It should be yeah. Them.
This guy is having a hot day. Death is funny. Sex is not.
Ah,
You can talk
yeah.
about someone getting immolated, but you can't talk about the pee-pee.
And that should have been
Ow.
my 3 actions.
And he's down to 2, and he's looking at very panicked and gonna go for his life if he can. Stillwater, what do you want to do?
I'm thinking if there's no exit up here, we're going back out the way we came.
Marvelous.
I'm gonna move onto the corpse and like drive by, stab this guy in the face.
That sounds good to me.
Okay, cool. I mean, he was gonna run anyway, but if you want to, Jesus Christ, is that... do you have to be so vicious?
Yes.
Now he gets a hole burnt into him.
No mercy. And then run back down, like, to where we were.
Excuse me, I'll put you right there, upstairs. You'll be around here-ish. Boop. Asaru.
Uh, but I can only see Stillwater now. Running around.
See everyone else.
There we go.
Yeah, one just need a pan.
Okay. Right. Do I see any way out of this situation here? I don't.
Well, most of the
Big
orcs are to the east and to
follow.
the south, and you came in through an entrance on the west. Stillwater's plan of running back to the way you came in might be a good idea.
Yeah.
Better than any other one we've got.
Also, this balcony's like 3 feet, 10 feet up or so you can jump down safely.
Yeah. I'll do that. Jump down. Wait, is this a dead orc or
Dead orc,
just
excuse me, I need to cross him out.
Okay.
He got kind of deep fried.
Yes, just like his friend, who tried to defend his honor.
His corpse is smoldering also.
Man, I like that flaming sphere animation. So nice and wibbly.
I said
Yeah.
that's why I was on the high point, and again, and now you're burning. Your fault.
Also, pause it.
No, don't pause it.
It's just
not
gonna
Back
fine.
to being spicy.
run down.
The lower floor is on the just to the north. If you want to go to that one.
Yeah.
Back over where I am.
I try to run. I have no idea how this thing works, spatially speaking.
Yeah, it's kind of messy.
You're here now. I'm going down the stairs.
Right. Also, that part was in darkness, so I didn't even see it.
Excuse me. That is a flaw in
Okay.
it. You can make it all the way to Stillwater, yes.
Yeah. Just get over there.
Unfortunately, I think Blard actually has like a light source, doesn't he? He has like the little lantern.
Yeah, it's
What was it again? Like 60 feet of light?
yeah.
Directional. The center is 180. Total of 45. I don't know what's going on, but I think I did it. What a concept. Point is, you
I'm
can
seeing-
definitely still see, whereas Yosk in a few moments is probably going to be in the darkness.
I'm in the darkness, yes.
I don't know what's going on,
Dark.
but there's this... What the... For some reason, Yosk is generating a field of darkness around himself. I mean,
Cursed by the
Blart is.
anti-paladin.
I think I'm going to turn off the light source since we're not going to be here for much longer, and I want this to speed up a bit. Boop.
Oh, so grell.
Brightness.
Blart. It's
The
so bright,
goblin there.
but it's time to leave.
Oh god, that's a lot of orcs.
It is, isn't it?
Clumping up. Spike
Oh
All eating
boy.
Shittiest sausages.
Chomp, chomp, chomp.
Welch.
So, whose turn is it right now? Blood, right?
And it's screaming and on fire.
Yeah, I have the high ground.
Blart.
Oh, man.
Paul Blart.
Rookie mistake.
Super Malcop Paul Blart.
Yeah. Stride. In stride.
Oh, hey, there's
In
the
a
tree
stride.
rocket.
Blart runs out of here. The remaining... Okay, this guy's dead. So the remaining orcs will simply... I'll just make a couple of range attacks against Yosk, and after that, we'll fast forward to out of here.
Yeah, my plan was sliding through and then putting the flame sphere behind me. Yeah.
You get shot at a bit, you get pelted a bit, but after that you run to the tunnels, which the orcs are surprised to find.
The first one hits me, so yeah, I'm gonna watch.
As you make your way down
No!
the spiraling tunnels, wounded, but having fulfilled, I guess, the rawest intent of your objective.
We did
What-
it!
We did it, we made... We were very annoying and killed some dude.
The orcs spend a few minutes preparing like their lanterns and light sources and weapons before they follow you into the hole, especially since some of them still have to digest some food. So you have a head start, enough so that you can make it... Well, you can make it back to the other entrance, which they'll probably notice you. They're probably looking for like runners on the walls now, so an alternative exit is preferable. And by sheer chance, you do run into your little skulker friend again.
Is there any way we could, I don't know, make some of the tunnels behind us collapse? Like,
Do you have anything that could help with that? Like a large pickaxe or some mining knowledge?
I have a big club.
I have a small back.
You know what? You know what? You know what? Go ahead. Roll me an attack roll. Make it AC 20. If you... I was gonna say... I was gonna say, you know what, if you get a crit, why not?
What is going on today?
You find a section of weak
Jesus
rock
Christ.
and create a collapse large enough that it will probably keep them busy for an hour or so before they can clean it out properly.
We didn't earn this.
You,
We didn't make the right decisions today and still got
marvelous.
away.
Marvelous. I think I need to give you some more points, actually, because you did beat up another goon. Alright, how about we call the session here with you guys scurrying out of the tunnels home?
Yeah, that's a nice cliffhanger.
You're level
Yep.
2, by the way. Please level up between sessions.
Right.
I can't fucking believe what happened, my dudes.
We did!
I'm
We made
waggling.
mistakes.
I'm
learned
waggling.
nothing and probably do them again.
I'm gonna waggle my finger and I will never stop.
Ugh.
You have no
Well, I'm
idea
gonna-
how much
I'm gonna
clutch there was.
Smugly.
The clutch is indescribable.
I mean, given that one of us got one shot at one point, I'm pretty sure we all knew we were out of our league.
Master
Yeah,
clutch.
afterwards.
Yeah.
Mega clutch. I mean, hey, you did it. That's all that matters, is that you made it.
The best.
Yep.
You
The best
somehow
around.
Survived another
you
day.
somehow beat up a non-solo 5th level creature and didn't die. You bunch of you scoundrels.
Smiley face.
You come into my game. Nah, I love it. That was
Think
great.
you can win by
Hey,
pure
big risk,
chance.
big rewards, as they say. Big risks, big rewards, as they say.
Yeah.
Whew.
Uh,
I guess after we get out of there, try a mask out trail.
We'll take care of
So
that
that
next
we-
time, when the gang has to run for their lives from a whole bunch of angry orcs. Bye, stream.
Yeah.
so,
Bye,
Stream.
stream.